Good morning, traders. How we doing? Welcome to live Trading with Benzinga. Let me know that you're ready to get started with the trading by hitting that like button. Let's keep it going.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part? It's beatable.
Can I get through all the messages? No, I missed one. I tried to get through all those good mornings. Good morning, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's get right to it. That's what this show is really all about. It's about you guys out there in the community. So keep it going, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. What are you looking at today? Put up watch lists. Whatever you got, throw it up in the chat. Let us help out the community. Let's go ahead. Let's bring on Ryan, Faloona, and Zunaid. What's going on, guys?
What is up? Good morning to everybody.
How's it going? Happy morning.
Let's go. Let's go. Time to make some money. Let's get after it. Let's talk about the markets. We got about 18 minutes towards the bell. So a couple of minutes there to get started. Looks like we got over 400 people watching. Hit the like. Let's get it started. Let's go to who wants to take it first?
I will.
All right. Ryan ready today. Let's get it.
All right. So first of all, I'm carrying in an SQQQ overnight. We've just been on such a run. I was like, you know what? I'm going to play the contrarian trade. I'm going to take SQQQ overnight. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Bam, punished. So we're going to be starting today off with a loss. It looks like I'll probably wait for the opening print and see if if the first move is down and try to sell into pops here. We'll see. I still think this market turns around at some point. Clearly, I was early, and I'm going to be punished for being early. That's just how the game goes, folks. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Now, as far as other stocks that I'm watching today, we got ADMA, and I went ahead and woke up early today and put some of these lines on here for you. So here are the levels that I'm watching an ADMA today. These are all levels of resistance. So as long as one of them gets taken out, we might have an opportunity to scalp trade this, and depending on the volume. The key here for all of these trades that I'm about to run through real quick is they need to have volume. If they do not have the volume today, we are not going to trade them. ADMA levels, key levels 179, 183, 192, 207, and 216. And if we really get wild, we're going to go up to 250. Next one here on my list is going to be ATRS. All right. Here's another one. Again, key levels here, 415. We're already above that. So I'd love to see that hold in here. 426 and 430 are next. 442 is going to be after that. Next stock here is going to be ET. This one's a little bit higher price. I'm really hoping for this double top breakout. In fact, in addition to a potential day trade, might have a swing trade here. Now, I know energy's kind of back and forth with some of the macro news, but we'll see how it ends up trading today. If we can take out this double top, this actually might move pretty good as well. And then we got one from the other day that I had to take a loss on. I hope to get it back today. This is STRN. We're currently at 192. Key levels here of 210, 219, 230, and 239. So those are going to be the stocks that I'm watching today for the most part. This came off of a relative volume scan that's run in the after hours. So these are some early targets here. You know what? One more here, or actually two more here. GFAI. This is one that's actually run before. This has been on our scanner before. I'd love to see if this can actually get going. This one has a tendency to really have some outsized moves. So we're going to see if we can get this one going here. Some of these levels, as identified, are just going to be right in there. I'd actually like to see this come back to 164. And then HYMC, right? This had a monster day yesterday. This has got the whole AMC pairing here. We were as high as 340 in the pre-market today. Good Lord, I didn't even realize it was that high. And we'll see. Maybe we can find some support here. Maybe this will be day 2 of the outsized run for HYMC. So I'm going to keep this one on watch as well. That's what I got, folks. guys are muted. What's going on?
I was waiting for Mitch.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's bring on Zunaid here.
I didn't want to go ahead and hit the button and get my access revoked.
Right? You got control now, man.
I know. We're about to go crazy. But yesterday, what did we end up trading yesterday? Man, I keep blinking on all the great stuff we traded yesterday. But let's talk about GameStop. Someone asked me if I traded this. Traded it. Definitely did not swing it. But this has just been a marvelous run, as has AMC, which is now over 30. So definitely an area that I'm going to kind of keep in mind. You can see 30 is about the pre-market, the after hours high there. So we're going to kind of set a little bit of a level right there, set an alert if in case it goes about right there. And then if it tries to come back and test 30, we can grab some calls and see what type of move we get out of that. Something else that we'll be kind of keeping an eye on is going to be Snow. If you guys have Benzinga Pro and you have the option squawk, you heard me call out Snow. They were buying, and matter of fact, I also came on with Jonathan and I talked about Snow at 3 o'clock, like I told you guys I would. They were buying the 240 calls and they were buying the 260 calls, all expiring this week. And you can see I traded it here with the red arrows right over there. So what am I going to look for now? Going to look to see if this one wants to come back and possibly test anywhere between the 240 area to about to 236s. I'm going to wait to see if this one can set up for me because I do believe that we will hit about 250 sometime today, if not this week for sure. But we gapped up already. I don't want to chase it whatsoever. But if you have Squawk, you definitely should have gotten into this play. No question about that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA approaching 300, it seems, about $8 away. I'm going to try to play this one above 292 if I can. Going to wait for the breakout. Once it breaks out, try to get back in this one on the retest if I can. But going to be taking a look at NVIDIA there as well. Now, BBBY, Bed Bath & Beyond, something else that was running late yesterday. Look at that nice little flag break to the upside there as well. High is about 26.50. Going to wait to see if that one breaks out of that. And then another one for me, last one, going to be AMD. Looks like about, if it can come back and test this 120.50 area, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right there. I would try to go long for the bounce there, but looks really good here at the 123. I don't want to chase everything, especially with the gap up here. You can see SPY coming up to test the 260s now. I mean, just look at the daily on the SPY for a second. Let me go ahead and scroll back. And you can see since we had the March 8th lows, right around 415.20, if you will, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 10 days have been green on the SPY. So it's just been on a marvelous run here. Now we're gapping up a little bit. You can see we closed at around 455.91. Now we're about to open possibly at 459.80. I might have to be patient. I always say that, but I get into a trade. But definitely don't want to get caught in all these gap ups and then get reversed on. So gotta try to be patient, especially if you've got Tesla. Oh, that's what we played yesterday. We played Tesla yesterday. And I had sold them for about a 23% loss. Told you guys I believe it'll get to about 1,100 or so. And now here we are gapping up at 1120. Not in this trade. Sold way too early. I sold around right here on Tesla, but definitely should be interesting to see if it can especially try to get back and test this area, the 1095. Decent support there. So around around 1100, you can start maybe grabbing some calls. And then if it breaks 1090, go and get out. That's what I got.
All right, I'll jump in here now, guys. Gonna go ahead up and try to bring in some music in here. Don't know if you guys can hear that or not. We'll see if it's working or not today. We'll get that fixed. Don't have much for you guys today. Normally I got a lot. Not feeling like my mind's right today for trading, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just look at stocks today, guys. I'll be watching AMC for you guys to see what happens there. 2830s to see if we can hold the pullbacks to that level. We've already gone below that, now gone above it. We'll see if it gets to the 30s out the gates here. Of course, GME moving with this one. One that I missed my alert and kind of annoyed that I missed it was NEGG. You guys know I've been talking about this one. This was the one that I wanted to catch with the meme stocks. And of course, yesterday it likes to go off right when I don't watch the market, which is, of course, after 12 going into about 2 o'clock. I don't pay attention to the market nearly as much, and it just rips through that resistance alert zone 562, goes all the way up there past 8, missed a nice 40-50% winner there in NEGG. But that's what happens when you can't watch the market all day. We'll see what happens today. Just going to watch the market overall to see if it can close above the levels of 458.76. Other than that, not going to be taking too many trades. Still have my swing trade on in LTHM. So going to watch that to see if that can continue moving. That's a lithium play. And I'll give you guys NEE. Did get stopped out break even yesterday, but would be in the green. So I'm going to keep that on watch, that one, see what happens today. It's not a bad stock. Oil taking a little bit of a pullback. We'll see what happens in oil today. Of course, the Russian news talks. I don't know what's going to happen. I'll tell you that right now in the Russian news. So we'll see what happens with that. But today's going to be one of those days that I'm just going to take it easy. Not going to be trading much. If I do trade, it'll be probably taking some smaller trades. All right, let's get towards the open. Let's see what you guys want to check out. If you guys got some stocks to check them out, let's go ahead. Let's throw them up in the chat. I'll take a look there.
Great call by Chris. Completely forgot about Hood this morning. Matter of fact, we played Hood yesterday, and we got stopped out as it broke the 1050s momentarily here on live trading. You can see some buys and sells right there as well. You had options coming into this one. I was hoping for a pop yesterday. Obviously, I got stopped out. I did not get back in, but now you have it over $13 on Hood on the news that they're extending their extended hour trading by 4 hours. So I believe they were 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. or something like that. I don't know what they were, but if they're extending it 4 hours, and if that's what they were, then they should be what like trade zero is, from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. Somebody in the chat, let me know what the new hours are. There it is, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. See, at that point, I don't know. I feel like E-Trade and all of them just need to go to 4 a.m. Like, just do what all the other brokers do and let's move on with life. But regardless, going to be keeping an eye on this $13 area for Hood to see if it comes back and test it. You can see that's what the high was yesterday. You can see that's what the high was on pre-market a couple of days ago as well. As a matter of fact, we can maybe try to take a little bit of a trade on Hood around around 1302. See if we can get that. Below, I would say 1280, we go ahead and get stopped out. But that's what I'm seeing on Hood. Let's take a look at the daily. By the way, I believe Hood had a nice $10 bounce that I definitely missed. And you can see it. Yep. Once, twice, 3 times. Beautiful move there. Now it's got to break 14. Look how many times it's tried in the past and it hasn't been able to. So I definitely would not be surprised if this one tries to test 14. But we'll find out this week.
That $10 level looks like pretty good support. I think it's
absolutely.
Yeah, pretty prudent to try to play this off a bounce right from 10.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a little upset I missed it, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Because sometimes you can end up like Hood, or you can end up like SoFi, which is quite below $10 right now. So you've got, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've got an alert here to try to buy it at $8. As you can see, that's what the low is, but we'll see if we get that opportunity or not. Let's see what else we got in the chat.
So real quick, I wanted to address, I know we talked quite a bit about swing and day trading here. Nick is asking, Ryan, any long-term trades you can recommend at the moment? I can't seem to find any. Kathy says Tesla to 3,000, but I don't trust it as much. So longer-term trades, definitely have some. I'd be happy to share them with you. Give you some full disclosure on all of them. This environment that we're in is very, very tough for long-term trading. If you're going to buy something with the expectation to hold it a long time, make sure that you do your due diligence and you know what it is that you're buying, because oftentimes we're going to get headlines that are going to swing the entire market back and forth. And if you're trading just the actual price levels and you have hard stops on things, you might get shaken out of your long-term position. So just something to think about. I trade long-term stuff a lot differently than I day trade stuff. When I'm day trading things, I will get rid of it for only a couple of cents. Sometimes long-term, I'm going to give it a lot more of a leash. Just real quick, the 3 stocks or 4 stocks that I'm invested in for the long-term is going to be CHRA. They do coal ash remediation. They basically, in order to close a coal power plant, you need to remediate the ash pond. You need to remove the environmental risk. This company is a leader. They're run by a board of really nice guys, or executive team of really nice guys. They're all chemists. They know how to do this safely. I think that this is going to be a big-time movement. Other one would be ENG. Oops, hit the wrong ticker there. ENG Global. I think that this has the potential to 10x. Now, I know it's only 135, so 10x would only take it to 13. But the last time that this thing really got hot, we went as high as 950. I don't think that's going to necessarily happen in the near term here, but I like this much higher. I'd be looking for 5+ on this, hopefully double digits. The other long-term hold that I'm really into is ONDS. This is a drone play, right? This is a drone play and a Wi-Fi on rail play. The Wi-Fi on rail angle is really interesting to me because places like Verizon and T-Mobile can't get on that, can't provide internet to rail. ONDS is able to do that. Plus the automated drone play. This is being used by oil and gas companies, law enforcement, anything that where you need to monitor something in a remote area. We're sending drones now instead of human beings to do that. And then last here is going to be iNod. This is a data company. Two biggest customers are Facebook and Google. The stock is still in the single digits. I don't think it's going to be like that for long, but I think that, technology not really been a favorite this year, so we'll see if it really takes off this year. Full disclosure here, I'm actually underwater on ONDS. My price is $8.19. Current price is $7.57, so it's actually under my cost basis. My average price on Chara is $4.69, so it's a little bit over my cost basis. Don't chase. My cost basis on ENG is 121. We're currently at 135. So I'm in the area on all of these. And on iNod here, my cost basis is 641. We're $1 over my cost basis here. So don't necessarily chase these just because I have them. But if you're looking for long-term stuff, maybe take a look and see if you agree with the long-term plan on any of these companies. And if you have any feedback on it, I'd love to hear that too. If you dig through the balance sheet and you find something that's alarming, bring it to the table. Let's talk about it. Let's take a look and see what we can do with that.
Sometimes when you see options coming in like you did on Hood, on Snow, you're kind of wondering, what is it that's going to happen? Why is someone putting in so much money into it? Well, on Hood, you got an idea because they announced the extended trading and that stock popped over 13. On Snow, it looks like just earlier this morning at 9:03, Snowflake reports expansion of its relationship with Amazon's AWS. So that makes perfect sense as to why someone was pouring in that much money into Snow. Because keep in mind, man, they were buying Snow 240s and 260s that expired this week when the stock was around maybe 226 or so. And then it popped all the way to 230 and then it came back down. And I was like, why in the world is someone buying 30 to 50 bucks out of the money? Lo and behold, is because of that news. Somebody always knows something. Looks like 244 is a tough area for it right now, as we've already got that as resistance. So this one is definitely going to be something that I'm going to keep in play. Try to keep it tight, not get too crazy with it, because I would not be surprised if we test that 250 and then 260 on that. You said gap filled. Here we've got to, I guess when it opens, you still got about maybe, I think if it gets to 250, you're good there. But definitely going to keep an eye on Snow because now we've got options and we've got a catalyst. Doesn't mean it's going to go for sure, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Let's see. You've got KOSS. Ooh, that's not KOSS.
Yeah, so a lot of those meme stocks have just been crazy. I mean, they're up like crazy just over the past 10 trading days. AMC, Cost, GameStop, Kodak. I mean, all Bed Bath & Beyond, Virgin Galactic, Clove. I mean, all of these stocks that were mentioned as either Reddit or meme stocks have had huge rallies recently. I'm not necessarily sure what to make of that in terms of are they going to keep going, but been interesting plays. Boy, we were early on AMC. That day we were all trading AMC was like the day before it started to run, just an absence. One day too early. Man.
Yep. And you can see all these arrows to where we traded down. Man, one spot I was waiting for AMC to come down was $10. You can see I had this alert set here. I was really, really hoping for $10. The lowest we got was maybe like, let's just call it $12.93 or so. But just since then, just a massive move. You can see how great of a move yesterday was. We'll see what we get in terms of today. As AMC is trying to get above 30, stay above 30. Not going to trade this one right off the bat, but definitely going to keep an eye on it for sure. How much are the options on Snow? So matter of fact, I took a screenshot and I showed it on. Matter of fact, if you go back and watch the show with
there's the
Jonathan,
big guys.
you can go ahead and see that. You can go ahead and see the options. I sold about 150% gain or so, but here we go. Put up 3 charts right here. Oh, maybe
All
I'll
right.
put up 4.
You do got all the beverages brewers moving right now, guys. Looks like we got some spam in the chat. I'll take care of that. Sorry about that.
Yep, thank you. Wow, so we were just talking about the Reddit stocks. Virgin Galactic, ticker SPSE, huge block at 10. They just took it. Damn, couldn't get it in. Here we go. Here we go. Right off the open here. They took that block at 10. Oh, man, my Benzinga charts are a little bit behind. They took that block at 10 and they just moved it. As soon as they took it out, they popped this thing 10 cents. Another big print there at 10.10. 10.11.
Yeah.
So lots of volume here.
Yeah, my trading view charts are a little laggy as well, so that might be what it is.
So it was my trading view charts through Pro, so it wasn't a Benzinga thing. Absolutely
Nope.
love it.
All right, great chart today. I'm looking at is USFD. Might take a swing trade in that. I'll let you guys know.
Greg, this is wow, Ryan. You're always
That's
making
awesome.
me money with your callouts. Thank you, Greg. You're very welcome. That is one of the best things that I can hear on a regular basis. Is that you're benefiting from that? Congratulations, my man. I took the loss on SQQQ, by the way. So we started the day off with a loss here, and it's time to make that back. Should have hit space, honestly.
Keeping an eye on Airbnb to see where this candle closes. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's acting a little laggy here. Because I want to play I want to play Airbnb above 175, but we'll see if I ever get that opportunity. Look at Snow just right off the bat, breaking pre-market highs.
Solar moving on up there. Maxen is the one that I was going to take a look at today. It's pushing up there towards 1475. Did get mentions of the president to mention solar in his comments of budget yesterday.
Nice first move out of the gate there on Maxon, Mitch.
Yeah, that's probably about the only one that I like right now. But I don't even feel like taking a day trade today. So if I do take trades, it's just going to be swing trades.
Brock saying, "Why is everything rallying?" I think it's just on the
China
headline of the ceasefire. Yeah. HYMC, good call, Jim. That's one we're watching here.
There you go. The Q's popping up to 270s. I'm gonna take a little chance at Snow. I think it's a little early, but I'm gonna take a little bit of a chance. I'm gonna only grab. Well, let me see what the contracts are worth before I say anything. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the 250s. Only gonna grab one. All right, we'll grab 2 just to start things off. Spread's a little wide. Be careful. Got filled at 460 on ticker Snow. If this breaks 240, if it breaks 240, I'm gonna go in and get out. But I got filled at 460 on Snow. NVIDIA pulling back to the 288s, I believe. Yep.
I think
HYMC into the VWAP, trying to bounce here.
EV's looking good today, guys. If you guys want to trade EV, that's looking good there. I was talking about that in pre-market, how they were setting up. Lucid looks good there for a VWAP bounce play, but not going to take it today.
There's Snow trying to hang on to the 240s.
Yeah, a bunch of VWAP plays out there. You're trying to do those VWAP bounce trades.
Come on, Snow. At least pop up a little bit to like the 242s or something. Come on. Come on. Airbnb very strong. Never really gave us a good entry there on ticker A, B, and B. Come on.
Here we go on HYMC. It's trying to approach the high. I got a high of 310 here for the day. I think if we take that, we pop. VWAP 296. Missed it when it pulled back into the VWAP.
All right, I'm gonna take a loss on Airbnb. Let's see what we got out at. Got out at 309. Took a loss of $1.60 on that trade.
If you
Not
guys
a great start.
you guys really feel that the Russian war is over, you guys can look at reopening trades today, like American Airlines, cruise lines, and you can take a look at those trades.
Big seller 310 on HYMC. I think it pops if we clear that. Not in it, by the way. Pulling back off that spot now.
NVIDIA held at 285s.
Hey, Cat. He's been wild this morning. I don't know what happened last night. Maybe he slept last night. But he is wild. Can you get out of the way? I literally can't see the screen. Literally can't see the screen. Television.
No, I can't.
All right. Coming back into VWAP here on HYMC. I like that. Now, if it breaks below, we might see a bit of a pull here.
And just like that, Snow comes back to life. Not with me, though.
Refresh seller at 3. There's the pull through the VWAP that we were waiting for. All right, so now this is going to have to set up again.
Yeah, let's see what AMC is doing here. Oh my, damn.
Yeah,
I did not see that pop to 34. Holy smokes. Okay, then.
There's Lucid with a good VWAP bounce trade if you guys were able to get that one. Forward looked good too also for VWAP bounce. Looking good today. GM also doing good today. All EV up. Except Chinese EV. That's weird. XP EV is up, so look for NIO to maybe turn around, but it's weird when you see LI up, XP EV up, but not NIO up. You look at
Do you
Fisker.
believe some of those Chinese EVs, Mitch? Like XP EV and NIO?
Yeah, the reason why is that they got invested by the government. And so when you're supported by your government, you'll survive.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's a little bit different. So the government invest in their companies, so it's a little bit that's why LI doesn't go down as much, Ryan, just to let you know.
Yeah, AMC is halted to the downside, by the way.
So LI has more investment than all of them.
And you see Snow just popped as soon as it got me out there.
AMC halted on the downside, looks like it. Yep,
Mhm.
halted on the downside, so is GME. So just be careful with those stocks like NEGG. They could halt down. They could crash. You could short some of the ones that were making big moves on the upside, like BBBY. You could short that name right now. And then you're looking for a bounce back towards VWAP to add maybe. But I'm not taking those trades today. I'm just off.
So you're good.
Just go, Zunaid. Damn it.
All right. I might get screwed here on AMC. You can see I went and bought 150 shares at 30.47 because I was hoping for $30 bounce. It's halted down. I might get slaughtered as Snow goes in and pops up as soon as I get out. If you got into those Snow contracts, they're now worth about $450 on the bid. Please start scaling out.
And FYI, I'm taking a new swing trade here. We will see how this goes. I hope I don't get too punished. I'm going to do PayPal. Here's the thought process on PayPal. Let me put my chart up here real. Oh, who did that at the last second? Who did that? All right. So on PayPal here, we were trying to play this bounce before. The last time that I got punished on PayPal, we're trying to play this gap right in here, right? We gapped down and looked like we were going to gap back up, and we're trying to play this area here. Well, we continue to trade down. It really does look like we've kind of found the bottom here. What was this, around 91, 92? Let's call it that 90 area. And it looks like this 120 area is going to be resistance. So to use some of the parlance that we talk about here, I'm going to front run this a little bit. instead of waiting for 120 to be cracked. I actually think that third time's the charm here, right? We really weren't able to push through it on March 18th. We really weren't able to push through it on March 22nd. March 29th or March 30th is going to be a different story. I think we're going to push through this, and I'm hoping that we trade back up to the gap. So I am long PayPal via the May 140 calls. I'm basically looking at the bottom of this gap. I'm hoping that we can trade back up to it, and with any bit of luck, we actually pop into those gap. Those contracts become in the money and start appreciating quickly. So I've got 52 days for this trade to work. That's the expiry time on these contracts. We will see if that ends up materializing. So new swing trade here on PayPal.
All right, guys. Probably should have definitely taken some of that EV this morning. You guys look at Ford ripping there, guys. Was talking about EV this morning before the open, before any of this happened, was looking at GM, Ford to have a good day. Why? Because Tesla's been running for so long. Look at Lucid. Watch that. That could be another one that pops through and makes a big move on up. Fisker is another one I'm watching. That's at VWAP. So watch for Ford and GM, though. They're definitely taking off. So if you were, I know that some people were talking about long-term, what could you possibly take? I think those were in a good setup off the weekly supports. Boom, boom.
You've got Snow coming back to low day. You've got Apple near VWAP, a little bit of a bounce on that side. I'm still waiting to get slaughtered here on AMC when it opens back up. Hoping it really just opens up and tests 30 because this ain't looking too pretty for me. But you've got Snow testing low of day. 238 break would be the low of day. As Apple's trying to push up, trying to break highs of 177.50 for the day.
There's Lucid there for you guys. There's a buyer showing up in the 78s. There's 109 there, you'll see. And if it blows through that 78s, it should get towards that 25.85 there. There's the order going through. There's the 80s. And now look for the 85s to show up. Boom, 85. And then look for the high of day breakout. There's the high of the day breakout. Calling some good trades today, just not going to take any.
You've got GameStop that's no longer halted, so let's pull that up as Lucid breaks the highs. GameStop.
Boom. There's the trade on Lucid for the day. Next one up would be Fisker.
All right, AMC went ahead and popped up, popped down, took me out, took a nasty loss on that one. Yikes.
That's the problem with those meme stocks, man.
Yeah, that halt down really was tough. Toughity tough. But we live. We live. All right, look at Snow. Could not break low of day. Coming back up, man. If this 10-minute candle closes above VWAP, I would love that. Hopefully y'all made some money on Snow, because I sure as hell did not.
IQ through 5 here, maybe?
There's a nice
pull up IQ.
There's a nice move in Lucid, and now we're going to look for the VWAP bounce in Fisker.
Live by the meme, die by the meme.
That's right.
You ain't wrong, brother. All right, Snow popping up above. 5 minutes left to go in this 10-minute candle. Lucid breaking high of day. IQ right below VWAP. GME below VWAP as well.
Ford breaking high of day also. Continuing to run. GM up there towards resistance now. 1476. We'll see if it can get through that level. Tesla actually pulling back right now.
Brock saying, I told my buddy yesterday to take profits on AMC and he laughed at me. Greed makes you lose in the end. Brock, I'm on the same side as you, but I would say that the end might not be here yet. AMC looks to probably keep trading. I think these things can be anything. I don't believe in AMC. I don't own it. But it can remain irrational longer than I can remain solvent. That's for sure.
All right, guys, going to take a swing trade here in GGPI. Just got in there right now at the 48s. Going to look for it to come back above 1150s today. Risk is 1133.
Hell yeah, Mitch. Welcome back, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
GGPI is a SPAC, but it's also an EV player, right? And so all EV making moves, I'll take one off of that at least. Daily chart looks good, and you got a couple levels to go off of. If you used a 4-hour, you'll see a flag on the 4-hour.
I got it up for you right there. You want to put up the 4-hour chart, or you want me to 10? What you want?
No, it's good. I'm
right.
just getting in. It's going to be a longer term trade, so let's see what happens here.
Well, I got it up for you there. You've got Snow, by the way, trying to break the highs of 245 and Lucid above 26, staying above 6. Nice 10-minute candle there on Lucid. Someone's calling out, what was that ticker? ALLG.
Yeah, ALG. I think that's halted at the highs here. Resumes trading.
All right, lithium starting to run, guys. I'm going to give it alert. LAC pushing really fast.
Oh, it's open. Sorry.
I still have LTHM. That's looking good there, but LAC definitely starting to push a nice bottoming candle and then really push right quickly towards the open there.
And there is the high of day on Snow. Broke above 245. So if you got the low of day call out there of the test, you are looking pretty. Calls will be up about 74%. This thing's insane right now.
There's a move in LAC, guys. Nice little push there in LAC. So lithium making a move. You can watch MP maybe. You could do PLL. I'm in LTHM, so this is looking good. I would maybe add at 25, but I added yesterday to this swing trade, so I want to just kind of keep it working here, try to get it good into the green, and then we can worry about adding on pullbacks. But right now, it's looking well, and then we'll see what happens in kind of that GDPI.
IQ moving up now, so I'm long 501 on IQ, hoping for this to push to high. The high of the day is 517. Let me see what that looks like on the daily chart here. Bring it up here. IQ daily chart 517. What do we got here? All right. So yeah, actually, this is a pretty decent level. This is the top fact. I think maybe if we can challenge this 517, that's going to be these highs back from January 12th and January 20th. If we can take that out, this thing might pop, maybe even see 585. So we'll watch. Long 501 here, currently at 501. Stop here going to be probably 495 or below 495. We'll see if this can get going here. Decent volume out of the open here on IQ.
All right, AMC is holding an hourly low, so you want to see it hold 2830s here. If it can hold that 2830, it could rip right back up. So it could be stopping everybody out that was caught long there and then going for another reset there. So you see how these 2830s are holding well here. So you got 2842s, you got a 2821. Look for one more test. They say there's no such thing as a triple bottom, but let's look for it. Let's look for some move towards 2850s, 2840s. Then all of a sudden coming back through 30s is what I'd be watching for. But you did get a double bottom right near that level.
They say Hood is taking off. It looks like Hood never quite got the $13. Thank you. Hate you. Go and cancel that order. I'm in there with you, though, on IQ. My stop loss is going to be your low of day. And there's AMD hitting the 120. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. But there's Hood popping and touching the 14s. Man, just could not feel me there.
IQ's tough. They can't push it above 5.
What was I about to look at? Oh, yeah, AMD. AMD coming back to test the 120s. We could try a shot at AMD. Why not? If AMD can come back and, let's say, test the 120.10s, we'll grab some shares. I don't know if it'll break the low of day. I mean, the previous close, but we'll find out. Snow, just look at those wicks on the 10-minute. Can't quite figure out its life.
Neither can PayPal. PayPal's got a similar thing. Down on that trade, but that's normal. As soon as I take a swing trade, I normally go negative on it.
I hear you, pal.
Have you thought about sizing in there?
Yeah, I mean, I am sizing it. I'd actually add to this position. I win options, so it's not the same as going stock, but
Okay.
I got two.
Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's
No, I
different.
mean, I got 2 contracts. If I'd like to buy 2, 3 more if this comes in and holds, but we'll see.
Yeah,
We still have 52 days, so we don't have to go crazy today. IQ through 501 now, so it's trying to turn positive here.
Yes, it is. By the way, look at AMD. This is what I was afraid of. Just bouncing from the previous close and not giving me a chance to get it filled at 120. Now I'm going to go ahead and cancel this one out. Snow trying to get back above BWAP and stay above it. But those wicks I'm not a fan of. And there is IQ now trading at 505.
Yep. Let's see if we can get going here.
What's your entry?
501.
You beat me this time. Mine's 502.
I actually would have liked to have gotten 5, but got 501. So we'll see. What I'd really like to see here is a break of 517. If we break 517 to the upside, I'm out of this trade.
Oh, you're holding a little longer. Okay.
IQ pushing up here. Big spot here at 510.
What are the wicks telling me? The wicks pretty much tell me that and please interrupt me when you get the flow that you want. The wicks are pretty much telling me that you've got buyers stepping in at 238 and you've got sellers stepping in at 245. And then right around there, they're trying to have a battle between which way is it going to go. So a break above 245 to me is a bullish thing. Doesn't mean it's going to work out all the way, but break a low day, consider going short.
It's weird
Nice.
that
512.
Weird today is seeing that AMD and NVIDIA come down.
Right? Yeah.
I'll tell you that. That's not a good sign there, at least for tech, but we'll see what happens. For me, it's not looking good there. That some of the strongest names are actually cracking today.
Let's see what Apple's doing since we're talking about tech. Apple coming back to test VWAP. Look at that. When it tested it earlier, it went all the way to the 178s, came right back down. There's IQ at 508, and there's Snow trying to take a crack at 245. One more time.
All right, starting to see gold and silver come back, so just be careful out there in the market. Looking like some things are coming down, but I don't know if there's new news on Russia. I'll look to see if there's anything new, but don't think so.
Let's see what AMC is doing again. AMC trying to stay. So here, should have maybe called it out, but I was going to say if you wanted to go short, near VWAP would be your best entry. It looks like you were about 30 cents away from it testing VWAP, but not in this trade. Probably won't get in this trade. And there is Snow breaking high a day.
Zunaid, the one thing that I will say about the IQ trade is I'm definitely not going to let this go red on me. So if this comes back down towards my entry, I'll sell it and hope for it to set up again. Now that I've gotten the pop above the entry, definitely don't want to let it go red.
I hear you.
All right, we'll see what happens here. Bros is trying to push past the VWAP, but definitely the SPY starting to struggle a little bit. We'll see what happens in the SPY. It's coming back below the number that I want to see close above for it to be on the bullish side, but we'll keep watching, guys. See what happens here. Definitely AMD and NVIDIA, if they could get back above VWAP, that would be a good sign for technology, but they're just kind of slowly leaking here. AMC just tested that 2830 one more time, so if I wanted to take a shot, it'd be right now. I don't think I'm going to take it, guys. I'm just a little hesitant today. But yeah, AMC did the setup, exactly what I was called out. Looking for a triple bottom, one more attempt to break down that 2830s. You got that attempt right now, went to 28.20s, and it's already back towards 28.29. We're looking for now a quick push to 30, and then you should see the volume increase there, and that can show you that AMC wants to break right back out. So you see how the volume's decreasing into this move. Look how when you get to the 30, you want to see that real spike of volume. We're looking for like at least a bar that can get on up here towards like 5-7 million shares traded, and this is on a 3-minute chart. But let's look at this hold and get back to 30s. That'd be pretty bullish there.
Looks like someone said that Robinhood is working apparently on a 24-hour or 24/7 investing. Well, there's the pop above 14. Now I'm really annoyed it didn't fill me at 13, but it's quite all right. I am red on the day, unfortunately, because of snow.
I think the opposite. I'm not feeling the FOMO. I'm more like not taking trades. So I'm not missing out here. I mean, could have taken trades if I want to.
You've got Hood popping above now. People are calling out BBBY. Yep, that's nice above 27s, or excuse me, trying to approach 27s. And there's the high of day once again on snow, trying to break the 246.
Ford at VWAP if you want to think about taking that one. GM at VWAP also.
I'm going to try to see if I can get... I would love IQ to pop. Just pop to
so Zunaid, we just took. I've been watching the level 2. We just took 512. There was a pretty decent sized block here. This is trying to make a run towards the highs. Real test is going to be at 517. So if we get, we're at 514 right now. We got 3 more cents to go. But if we get there, what's going to be the battle at 517? That's really what I want to know. Still in it. Still in it from the VWAP bounce here, but we'll see.
So you're saying I should go ahead and sell at 516?
Well, I'm saying if you don't want to participate in the 517 battle, then yes, 516 is probably where you should sell. My thought here is that if we take the wall down at 517, we're going to pop, and I would probably sell into that pop. That's what I'm looking to do, but we might not get that, right? We might actually trade up to 517, and they might pull this thing. Big block here now at 515. I think if this gets taken, look out. I think if 515 with this big of a block here, if 515 fall, there it goes. So now 516, another big block at 516. I'm telling you, there's some buying interest here. If this goes, or if these blocks fall, this thing could pop.
Here's 17. There's 18.
There it goes. Here's 518, 519. Bids coming in now. 200,000 block at 520. Huge. So let's see if that. Nope.
I got filled. I'm out. I'm out at 2. I am out at 519.
Okay, I'm out here at 517. So that's not too bad. 155 bucks. Really low risk. The next possible trade here, if this goes through 520, I'm doing this again for sure.
Why was AMC halted right out of the gates? AMC was halted to the downside because of volatility. Anytime a stock goes up or down a certain percent or news or whatever, it'll go in and halt for investors and traders to digest what's happening, and then they can decide what they want to do. Looks like PayPal is running PYPL. Let's pull that one up, and there it is, trying to test the 120 to the high side.
All right.
Snow trying to break the highs, as is IQ. You're all out, or are you scaling out?
I'm all out of IQ right now. I'm watching this 520 spot like a hawk, though, because again, big seller wall there. If we take that, I'm going to scalp that, even if it's only 3 or 4 cents.
In and out. On the cannabis stocks, guys. So we'll see what happens. But CGC is setting up there for a move above 8. If I do take it, it's going to be a swing trade. I'm not going to day trade.
Looks like you helped somebody make money on Ford.
There you go. At least you caught it. That's what matters, right? Somebody makes some money today.
Man, the degenerate in me wants to get into AMC in a lower day break, beat a stop.
Took another 1,000 here at IQ at 520. Going to have a real tight stop if this doesn't go.
How's that SPY doing now?
Refresh seller here at 520.
Bouncing. SPY bouncing, guys. Just to let you guys know. We'll see if it can get back above VWAP.
Didn't go. Sorry.
All right, so he's out of IQ, just in case you didn't hear that.
Yep, that was I told you that one was going to be quick. But this is definitely the spot here at 520. There is a refresh seller there without question. Look at the size of the volume sticks. Look at the size of the volume sticks on IQ. Just big time. Now, the 1 minute is even more pronounced than that. I think, what is that, a 10-minute chart you have?
Yep, I've got everything up here in the 10 minutes. I did go and take a crack at AMC. It's a silly move because I'm trying to front run it. I should wait for it to pop above 30. But the degenerate in me wants to take a shot here. Snow bouncing off of VWAP. Just about every 10-minute candle on snow has been higher highs. But those wicks are unfortunate. And there's IQ trying to battle it out at 517 or snow.
Remember earlier I called out the VWAP bounce and Fisker. Look at that one. That was so clean. Boom.
Trying again here on IQ.
You got your screen up, just heads up.
Yep.
All right, guys. Big order coming in there on CGC. I'm going to go ahead and start my swing trade here. Just got in there at 92s. There was a 21,369 order that went in at 789. That was the pullback level to watch for a nice push back above the VWAP. I was looking to see if buyers were going to step up into the tape, and you could see it started going at 94. There was 6,000 shares, 94, 3,500, 94, 33,000. As soon as it hit that 90 on the offer side and the bid, you saw 21,000 shares get filled. So now I'm going to hold it towards the low of the day. And this is the starter in a swing trade. So I can put in 3. Whenever I do swing trades, I do it in thirds of positions. So we'll see what happens there. CGC getting the lift there. Someone stepped up right there at 789. Low of the day right now is 780. So we're only risking about 11 cents on this trade and looking for a squeeze above 8.
AMC testing lows of the days of 28, cracks 28. I will be out. Snow trying to break highs, and there's IQ.
There goes IQ through 520. So I tried it on the first 2 attempts and took a very small loss. I think it took a 1 cent loss on it. Third attempt, it went through. Now it's still holding at this level. Clearly, the level here is 520. If we take that out with any type of momentum or volume here, there's obviously a refresh seller, so not leaving their entire offer on the offer. But if we're able to clear that out, this thing's going higher. So we'll watch it, wait for it to set up. I've already I'm actually 1 for 3, and I'm up only $105 here on this. Just doing 1,000 share lots back and forth.
AMC definitely went ahead and stopped me out. Sometimes you just got to stop being dumb. There's PayPal high a day, though.
Let's go, PayPal. All right. So, by the way, the 140 contracts that I bought today for the swing trade, I paid $205 for them. They're $209 by $230 right now, bid ask. So it's working. We're gonna let this grind higher. Need a couple of days for this to materialize, but good start here.
By the way,
and you know what's great about this is I was able to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say I appreciate all 950 of you hanging out with us tonight or today, this morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I really like about this IQ trade, very, very quick, we were able to hit this. This actually just completely covered the loss that I took on SQQQ, right? So I started the day in the hole because I was trying to play something for a gap overnight. Well, didn't work out. Took a loss early. Before that, instead of trying to trade on hopes and dreams, instead of trying to hold that and hope that it comes back and I get my money back, I just said to myself, you know what? Take the loss here. We'll make it back some other way. And we're able to do that here on IQ. So now, I'm effectively starting from scratch. The PayPal trade is working. It's not a huge trade, but we're up. And some of the other swings that we have are up. The Chara actually is trading up today. We just talked about. So it's a good way to get over an initial loss or an initial bad move. You hear pulling back from that 520 area. That's definitely going to be the area. One thing that I do want to cover here. This actually happened on HYMC. And Zunaid, if you need to interrupt me, please do so.
You're fine.
I do want to cover something here real quick because this is a realization that I've had, and I'm trying to capitalize on it. So let's take a look at HYMC. And let's go back to yesterday. So if you recall correctly, we were trading this in the morning. And what I was effectively trying to do was I was trying to trade this pop, right? This pop above 180. It comes up, it makes the spot right around 180. then it pops through 180 and it comes back to 180 and then it makes another move. So this pop right here, this is what I was playing. And as you can see, let me see if I can zoom in on that some more. So as you can see, not a lot of movement here, not a lot of profit here. But the volume on this stock was ridiculous. This thing traded like 382 million shares yesterday, just absolutely outrageous. Now, it turns out that what a lot of these stocks do is they'll go back and forth in the morning. And the real big trade, or the easier trade, if you will, doesn't materialize until later in the day. Now, that sucks for us because we're on the show in the morning. We're going to try to give you everything that we see. But if the bigger trade happens when we're off, I think it's important to teach the process so that you can still hit those. So if we watch HYMC, it made this high, it pulled back down to 170, pulled it all the way to 170. This is one of the reasons why we don't want to stay in these trades, right? Because they pull these things back. That's a nasty pull from 188 to 170 in a matter of a couple of minutes here. Now, once it finds its footing, you can turn VWAP on, it finds its footing right around VWAP. And once it does that, look what happens. It starts to trade back up. Then it puts in this high right here at 208. This is your key level of the day. All right, so it grinds up here. The volume continues to expand as it's trading up, and it puts in a high at 208. It pulls back off that high. Again, this is normal behavior. Tries to go back up to 208, doesn't quite get there and gets yanked again. Now it's in kind of no man's land, and it's meandering back and forth. And then look what happens. It comes back into that VWAP again. And at this point, the VWAP is 184, and it's hugging it. So look, we dropped through it once, and then we kind of hugged it with these wicks, and then we kind of hugged it with the bodies of these candles. So it's clearly tightening up around that VWAP. And then it starts to move off the VWAP. Now, on a lot of these trades, I feel more confident buying the breakout. But the reality is that the better way to trade these is to buy the pull. So you have to have a little bit more appetite for risk in order to do that successfully. However, if you bought this pullback down to the VWAP, look how awesome and easy this trade is. So it hugs the VWAP. It never comes back to the VWAP. So you're going to be in profit for while you're waiting this out. And then when we get to 1235 here, the 208 spot, look what happens when this challenges 208 and when it takes it down. You get the biggest volume stick of the day. Let me zoom out here so you can see all of the volume sticks. This stick at 1235 is the biggest volume stick of the day. And what happens? It takes out 208. If we zoom into the next two candles, those two candles back test 208. They get to 208. They never dip below it. And then it starts to push. Then the first pull here that comes at 1240, it's 5 minutes after the break, only comes back to 210. Right here, this is your signal. We've got monster volume. We have a spot that was set up in the morning. We have that spot broken, and this stock has been strong all day. And look what happens. This thing just grinds up and really until 240, where it kind of goes back and forth. But this is a monster trade. If you're in from 184, chances are you're out before 240. I mean, 220, 230, 215, any of those levels are going to get hit multiple times here. So I want you folks to remember this, because a lot of the times when we're on here and we're talking about these stocks that are moving on relative volume and they're putting in day highs like this, a lot of times these highs will get taken out later in the day, and you can capitalize on that if you're able to watch that. So maybe if it's just as simple as writing down the ticker on a piece of paper, the key level that it stopped at, and then if that steps back up later in the day, you might have a trade on your hands. So this is a huge lesson for me yesterday. Now when it traded all the way up, and in the after hours it traded up, and the pre-market traded up, let's ignore all of that. We can't really predict that. But what we can do is we can watch some of these behaviors around key levels and try to trade for those.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Listen, you're good.
There's nothing wrong, man.
Solid
Take the
stuff
wheel.
there.
Take the wheel, Ryan. Take the
Appreciate
wheel.
Robert, by the way, for the sub. Appreciate your support, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you. All right, guys. Looking at LAC on this pullback for a VWAP bounce type of play. So let's step up back to the seat and see what we can do here. Just watching, waiting to see a big order come in, because I'm only seeing algorithmic volume right now. So if you look at LAC right now, you'll see on tape a bunch of algorithmic volume. So we can have a little level 2 and tape reading lesson here of how I like to approach the level 2. A lot of it right now, you see these really small orders. What do I mean by small orders? You see these 20s, these 100 orders, these 50 lots. And so we're looking for a bigger type of order to really step up. And I have 3 filters. I have a filter for just everything. Like it just shows me everything. I have a filter for over 1,000 shares, and then I have a filter for over 3,000 shares. So I'm really trying to look for something that should pop up on that 3,000 share window. Anything above that will show me, okay, someone's stepping up to the plate also with me. And that's when I usually like to go ahead and attack the chart.
PayPal coming back to test the lows, as is Snow. By the way, I did go ahead and take a crack at IQ. I went ahead and bought at 501 just for the $5 bounce. Got to get over VWAP, though, if I'm going to have a profitable trade on this one.
And so that's what I was just saying, Zunaid. If you're able to buy those pullbacks, if the stock does trade back up, you've got yourself a much better entry. So I hope this does trade above the VWAP. I hope that works out for you.
TBD.
Yeah, by the way, Christopher, great shout on pick. I was a little late to that. I actually saw that from a different trader. Didn't catch that one myself. But you're right. Pick looks like it went right through 512. Currently at 540 right now. Then nice little pop there.
Apple above VWAP, starting to bounce off of there. Let's see what the SPY is doing.
Looks like
SPY is below VWAP.
Just to give you guys some insight, looks like steel has found the bottom here. So all my cliff watchers out there, let's look for a push through 31 here with strong volume to show you that buyers take control of the 31s. Everyone that's probably short is around that 30, 90, 31 area and risking a short amount above that 31. We're going to look for the squeeze to get put on them on cliffs. And I know how you guys like that stock, so I'm calling it out here. Let's keep an eye on it here, not to take it off the levels that I'm really talking about, but more along keep it in watch because it's tried to break down from the VWAP 3 times. You guys know how to talk about the rule of 3. If it breaks that resistance, it actually breaks the pattern. Next thing you know, you could have the shorts running.
And real quick, let me address a question here. Ask Clappers is asking, do you watch for big orders on the tape when at key price levels? That is an excellent question. And yes, I do. So let's go back to...
I do too.
Yep. And let me show you. So this is the screen that I'm looking at when I'm taking any type of day trade like we just talked about here. Okay. What I'm looking at in this active trader, I call this a tree. I don't know if that's actually what they want to call it. Tree, ladder, you call it whatever you want.
They call it the active trading window.
Yeah, okay, active trading window. So, but this actual thing here, I call it a tree just because I don't know why.
It is.
Ladder, whatever. You get to see the order book, right? You get these are your level 2 quotes in these columns. This is obviously the price. Over here is the time and sales, and this is absolutely what I will watch. So if we push up to one of these key levels, if I start seeing the time and sales being flooded like it is right here, now these are only 100 share, 200 share orders, but you see how some of these are 2,600, 2,300. In fact, Mitch taught me how you can filter
right there. Boom.
So if I want to do like something like this, only show me orders that are 2K shares or more. When this starts to move now, when it starts to fill up frequently, I know that there are bigger orders right at that spot. And so if we're at a key level, that might help determine, hey, is this level actually going to fall, or is it going to run into some more resistance here? So that's a great question. I'm glad that you asked that. Yeah, I watch both of those at the same time. As far as I'm concerned, that's the only way to do it. Normally I like to see all sizes just so I can see the flow. But if you do get up to one of those key levels, you can filter it.
All right, looking for a pullback here to 3080s here on Cliff. We just got that push to 31, and there was an order of 3,000 at 3094. So someone getting the pullback buy looks like opportunity here. I'm looking for a little bit more pullback to get in and join the party. And also keeping an eye on that LAC there, but we could get a step up through 31 here. Let's see what happens. I'm looking at the tape here. There's some volume right there. 3,000 shares at 31. Someone tried to step up, and you saw the algorithmic flow tried to get it through. You saw a bunch of 100 shares flow. Now you got that big step up there, that 3104, 5,000 shares. So that person just got caught on the offer. That 5,000 shares, he's like, oh crap, this thing just pulled back. And now it's just going to pressure him. So I'm looking for the pullback to the VWAP, which is called the throwback. When you get the push above the VWAP and then it comes and it touches it and then comes right back up. But they're definitely fighting right there in the 3105s.
You've got IQ that went ahead and tested the 490s coming back above VWAP, or kind of trying to go above VWAP, now at 502 there. I've got your CLF on the left-hand side as well. Snow trying to test the previous close, bounced off of there. I've got to start playing those previous close bounces just on TradeStation, because that would have been a nice $2-3 scalp there.
Real quick, Morton Matt is asking, Benzinga Pro give you level 2 access? No, Benzinga Pro is a financial news media wire. You would get level 2 from your broker, your trading platform. That's where I get it from. So no, it does not come in Benzinga Pro. That is something the product team is looking into. And then I wanted to get to Andy's question here. Andy Lee, thanks for the sub donation there, Andy. Could I please get your thoughts on CF and MUR? These have been hemorrhaging in the last few days. Not sure. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say it right off the bat. I'm going to give you my technical readout from just looking at the charts here. I'm actually not familiar with CF and MUR offhand. Let me look into it a little bit more and see if I can give you anything else that might help this.
Stepping up to the plate on LAC was looking for the big order. There's 3,032.91. So if you look at your tape, you'll see that order. Look for that order. That was the one that got me excited on it. Not telling you guys to jump on it, but there's a Cliff also. I didn't get to see the order because I just took my eyes off the order book. I don't know if someone saw that a big order step up there, but it just blew through that 305. I'm still looking for a pullback here. There's still someone stepping up there. There's 3,031 at 10s on Cliff. So if you guys watching that one, steel starting to move a little bit. Let's take a look at X. If you take a look at X, look, you see how the steel X is also breaking the VWAP and starting to hold. So we'll start taking a look at steel and seeing if it's reversing, if it's all of them that are reversing. Look to see if you have a leader that takes off, one that just kind of pushes through. So NUE maybe. You see how it's at VWAP. Look for that one to kind of push. It's actually lagging. I think Cliff is actually leading it right now, at least leading the move, and has the biggest upside. Look, X and Cliff, I would say, are kind of really close.
Cliff definitely leading intraday.
Yeah. And so you can see how it starts to push. I'm actually looking for the pullback to here. So I'm looking for a little pullback towards the VWAP, and then I can jump in the party. Because unless I got it right at VWAP, I always look for the pullback entry. So either I'm getting in on this part right here or trying to get in on this part right here. But if it takes off, and sometimes it will, sometimes you just got to let it go.
All right, real quick. Let me
LAC looking good here, guys. To get back towards VWAP. That's here on the right-hand side. We'll see if it keeps going. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, let me just get to Andy's question here. Let me take a look at these. So first of all, CF, this is a fertilizer company, right? So this probably is moving with the conflict in Europe. Looking at the daily chart, which is what I've got right over here in the corner, this actually just kind of traded into a support area. So while it does look like we're somewhat extended really from like this volume shelf in the 70s, it looked like it started to build another shelf here about 94, 95. And the pullback here, we're buying right back into that level. So we're getting a huge wick here. This is actually might turn out to be a hammer candle on this gap here. So this I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily panic here. I don't know what your thesis is, but depending on your thesis, if it still fits in here, I wouldn't necessarily panic. The action today is encouraging. Let me take a look at MUR. This, I believe, is an oil company, right? Yeah, Murphy Oil. Okay, so this also trading up with oil. Oil today is down 4%. So I'm not surprised to see this down. This is only down 2.8%. So again, I would say not panicking here. Definitely down $5 from 2 days ago. But if this this is, what is this? This is right at this is the 20, I believe. Yep, the 20-day moving average. We're pretty much right at that. So again, a lot of this is going to depend on your risk profile. I don't see anything here alarming, especially with the oil stock. It's clearly trading with the price of oil.
Nice little bounce off of the previous close from Snow, now up about $4. Still in the IQ trade. It's the only trade that I'm currently in.
What's wrong? Come here. Come say hi to everybody.
Hood, by the way, now trying to approach the 15s.
My bad about cutting in there, Ryan. Looks like I cut into you. I didn't mean to cut into you. My
Oh,
bad.
it's all good, man. It's 2% better every day, Mitch. We're all
Hey,
learning. how to
only
do it.
way. There's CGC starting to bounce off the bottom there, guys. I'm still waiting to get my ads. Remember, this is a swing trade for me, so I still can go into I got a third of the position. So it's a small position right now. But what I'm really looking to see if the price action can come into it. How's Tilray doing? There's a little bit of action there. I'm looking for like that washout in the early morning, and then all of a sudden, by the end of the day, you guys see cannabis up like 10%, 15%. So we'll see what happens. Brenda's talking about CGC also. I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm in it at exactly 792. So we're already in the green now. We're looking to keep watching it here. It's about to be in the green. It's at 791. Tick there for a second there. Let's see if it can get above VWAP and start holding. What I would watch on those charts is the hourly chart. If you look at the hourly chart, it's actually still staying steady here. Look how the hourly is holding the fib retracement of 61.8, now holding 50%. We want it to get above the 38.2, and you can see how it keeps using that as resistance right now. That 38.2, look for it to get above that. That's the 810 mark. And then we could look for the volume to increase, or let's look at like maybe a MACD crossover. Right now it hasn't crossed over. It kind of pulled a little bit away from it on the hourly. You want to see that crossover to show you confirmation that your trade is working. I use indicators as confirmation, not to get entries. All right, let's go ahead. Zunaid, what's going on in the world? How's the SPY? How's some of the tech names? Did NVIDIA turn around yet? Or
NVIDIA is currently, I think, around 282. Let me go ahead and take a look at that. I am keeping an eye on GME. If this GME pops up above VWAP, that could be a decent entry for you to go long, especially if you want to test the 189.50, the previous close. Also keeping an eye on AMC, which is not quite as close as GME is to the VWAP, but definitely something to keep an eye on that. And I'm still in this IQ trade. I am kind of getting tired of looking at it, so I'm just going to close this one out. Matter of fact, nope. Where's the close? There's a close. I'm going to go ahead and take a $20 loss on that one. Snow bounced off of the previous close, now trying to test VWAP itself. But let's go ahead and take a look at NVDA. We talked about Hood. I was approaching $50. NVIDIA bounced off of the 280. Nice little hold number bounce. Test of VWAP. Could not get above. SPY's below VWAP, I believe. And yes, it is.
all right, looking to see if we can get through the resistance of 33.43s or 40s right now on LAC. That's the one that I'm long on day trade type of sizing. So let's see what happens on that to see if we can get through the 33.43s. It just rejected, but there was a buy right there at the 33.31s. So let's see if we can get back up through there.
Yeah, GameStop having trouble breaking the breaking VWAP around 180.
Oil still going down. That's surprising. I'm watching that. Will Tesla see green today? That's an interesting question. What do you think, Zunaid?
Well, let's see how far Tesla is from green. You've got about
Oh, it's pretty down actually. Thought it was.
wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, yeah, but it's Tesla, right? It's only down quote unquote 1%. So
That's the truth. That's the truth. It's
You know,
Tesla.
yeah.
An easy day for Tesla is like a 4% swing, right? I think,
Yeah.
Zunaid, what would you think? Like
Yeah.
volatility wise, like from like the bottom to the top, 4%.
I'd be interested to see what the actual daily move on Tesla is. I'm not quite sure of it. But can Tesla see green? Yes. But what's interesting is you've got VWAP right there. So if Tesla wanted to test VWAP, which I believe it very well could, technically it would go green. You know what I mean? So definitely something interesting
How?
there. And
Stop
Hood is
calling,
ripping
dude.
higher.
Pal, I don't. We'll talk later, dude. Get raised interest rates later, man. Come on.
You've got Chris talking about Hood. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, how it's approaching the 15s. Excuse me, it broke 15s, hit all the way to 1550s. Really wish we had our contracts from yesterday. Good
You see
job.
this guy? This guy, the Hood. This guy.
To me, with this one, it was the pullback. The pullback to VWAP right out of that open on Hood. Just that was the trade here. This one's tough, but here, let me pull up my screen real quick. So this pullback right here, this pullback right to VWAP right here. This was the trade.
Yeah.
Just an absolute monster rip here on Hood. I feel like I'm chasing here, but
100%.
He called that early.
100%. You want this to come back and test VWAP itself there. As Tesla's trying to test the lows once again. Zunaid, how did you connect your broker to TradingView? So if you go to, I don't know where the hell I went, to be honest. I gotta figure it out here. Let me see if I can. But there are only a few brokers that you can do that with, and TradeStation is one of them.
Go ahead, take a look at your stuff so you don't end up showing something you could.
No, it's fine.
Here, while he's figuring that out,
Yeah.
Broken motivator. No, I am not in GFAI. That was a day trade only. I was out the same day I was in.
Tesla.
Real quick, Michael, I actually just did this on the happy hour show last night. So let me help you.
Blue 42. Set.
Blue.
Hut.
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay. So yesterday, the happy hour crew built a watch list for crypto miners. So anyway, you can take a look at crypto mining stocks such as Hut. Why are they trading so down given the run in BTC lately? Short selling any of them? Any thoughts? Well, so here's my crypto miners list. And as you just alluded to, they are all down. Looking at Bitcoin today, Bitcoin is almost flat, down 0.44%. So I really don't think we can attribute that to the reason why it's down today. If I take a look at some of these other ones, to me, this just looks like back and forth trading here. Now, you had asked about Hut, so let's go ahead and bring up Hut. This one's down 4.73% today. Clearly not having a good day. It looks like it's just kind of in this range, right? We're just kind of going back and forth here. I don't necessarily have any reason for you as to why these are down today. We have made some pretty nice bounces from the middle of March. I mean, a Hut was at what, 450-ish? Yep, 450-ish. So we traded all the way up to 650 in the matter of like 2 weeks. So maybe it's just taking a break, maybe just some profit taking. I definitely think there are people shorting these names, but I can't necessarily say that I'm seeing that action here. I don't have anything else. I don't have any other data point to go off of.
All right, looking for the breakout here through the 50s here on LAC. We'll see if we get through it, guys. But that's a lovely list, man. What I like is that you can save a lot of lists. Like you guys see me going through my list. I do that all the time on Benzinga. I create lists. You could do meme lists. We could make one right now. We could do one for whatever you want. Really, that's the fun part. Go ahead and make some watch lists and then stay up with them. All right, so looking for the continued push through the 50s here. If it doesn't continue to push, I'll probably just sell out half here and then look for the high day push.
Ask Clappers. I'm not. I think that part of what you're seeing with this run up here is the end of the quarter, right? So they're window dressing some of their holdings here. I would expect us to trade down in April, but we'll see. Beginning of April, we'll see if that materializes.
All right, we'll see what's going on right now. LTHM also doing well too, guys. That's my swing trade one. Let's try to see it get some good volume and really push through the high today. I got this one this is at 2480s here, and you can see the pullback on this push. I want to see this 2450s hold here and then really start pushing through it again. If we could get that breakthrough and get a green day, just end up into this area, we're going to be looking really good. So let's see if we can get it on up there. That's up towards the 26. And then I'll be feeling comfortable on the swing trade, looking for a push out towards 2750s.
Hood trying to crack 1550s now.
Tesla is equipped with hydraulics.
It's bouncing. Like we said, if it tests VWAP, technically it will go green. It hasn't quite done that yet, but
It's doing that LA lowrider style.
And real quick here, Jay Wild says, Ryan, you are missing BKKT in your crypto list. Jay, I'm actually not. And here's the reason, right? BKKT is not a miner. So the list that I was just showing was a miner. This is a digital asset marketplace that enables consumers to buy, sell, store, and spend digital assets. So you'll notice then that that is actually on, I don't think, hold on, let me go back to the watch list here. That was on what chart tool that I had. That is on the regular crypto list. So just for full disclosure, I have crypto, which is anything related to crypto, and then crypto miners, which are the companies that are involved in the actual mining process. So in crypto, let's sort this. BKKT right here. So BKKT on my crypto list, not on my crypto miner list. So there you have it.
All right, guys, seeing a good push in LAC here. Going to sell into this push of the high of the day. And sell half. Just looking to see if the momentum slows down. There you go, speeding up there.
BC. I think you're asking, Ryan, what indicator is these horizontal blue bars and what do they do? I think that you're talking about this, right? This is not an indicator. This is merely a price level.
Selling half.
Sorry, hang on one sec. So I just use the horizontal line tool to create a blue bar wherever I see a price level. So it's actually a drawing tool, not an indicator, and they indicate resistance and support levels. Sorry, Mitch, go ahead.
No, you're good. I put it in the chat. Old half LAC. That was at 59, and that's from 32.94. Looking for the break through the 15-minute high now, which is 31.71.
Nick, $4,300 win. Way to go, bro.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Those Uber calls. There you go.
Man, I'm telling you, if I was into swing trading, I'd be making a lot more money than I am because all those calls have been working out, but I haven't swung in 8 months. So, but I'm glad you're able to make money on it. Snow is the one that's kind of misbehaving a little bit.
You know what I think we should do here? And I'd love to hear what the chat would think. Should we do like a little small account challenge, the three of us? Like we could do like a small one.
In terms of like what, day trading or?
Yeah, like I don't know. We could even do it on options if we wanted. That'd be fun. You guys want to?
Yeah, I definitely think we should have Benzinga sponsor this as well.
Yeah, of course. Of course. We can get some sponsorship to help out adjust the cost of the.
I think a $5,000
or we could do like I'm been trying to work with some platforms to see if we could set up like a paper competition with everyone in the chat so they could join in the competition, because then they could join. If it's like kind of money, I don't think everybody wants to join in the chat, but that would be fun too. Let us know in the chat which one would you guys like to see more, like kind of like a real small account between Zunaid and I and Ryan, or would you guys want to join in and we do like a kind of find like a paper platform that we could do it on? Let us know in the chat what you guys would like.
You've got a rejection off of VWAP and GME couldn't quite break up, and you've got Tesla that was about $6 away, if not less. Matter of fact, I think it was about $3 away from going green.
Nick is on point.
Yeah, Nick knows.
Yeah.
Nick knows.
Hey, if you get Jason or whoever to give us $5,000 a piece to have a little competition, I'm in. No problemo.
Oof.
I know Chris is in. I know Chris Borsman is in.
I was thinking something like Chaz was saying. This guy Zunaid, he's like, yeah, let's just get the 5,000.
I'm just saying.
I see you extra zeros, throwing them extra zeros, Zunaid.
Yeah, but see, you gotta be realistic too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's an extra $15,000? You know, call it a marketing expense.
So let us know, guys. I'm gonna actually throw up a poll. We can throw up a poll. So I'll set up the poll right now, so you guys can go ahead and poll that out. There's a good push in LAC, guys. I'm going to keep it right now, guys. That's a really strong push there. They got another ad there at 33.68. Remember the 3,000 share, guys? There's another share there at 31.90. And so it looks like I feel like that guy's still holding on. And that was the first guy that got me interested in why I got in at the 94s. He got in at the 92s. And there's a nice push there to the 80s. Let's see if we can continue this drive. If you look at the hourly chart, this is what I'm really watching. I'm watching a drive on up here for a push towards the next high. The next high is to 34.20s. And then from there, we could go towards 34.55. I'm willing to sell it out there at 34.20s. But that's up through the 34 mark. So let's see if we can get that pop through the 34. All right, let me go ahead and set up that poll.
Does NVIDIA have any chance today? Well, let's take a look at what you mean by that. But here's ticker NVDA. Nice 280 bounce, trying to claw up above. Yeah, if it can close this 10-minute candle above VWAP and above 285, it definitely has a chance to go and test the 290s. But it's just been interesting because it just hasn't quite had a nice move, such as your apples and your snows, if you will. Which snow, again, rejecting off of VWAP there.
Vote now or hold your peace, guys. Vote now. All right, we'll see if this can continue moving. Let's go back to the AMC Dragon. Let's go take a look at that. What's going on that? Looking like we're coming down towards the further hourly wicks here and recovering a little bit there. So that's not the worst to see. If you look at the 15-minute, you can see those wicks holding here. Let's see if it can recover back towards a trend line. Like if you drew it here, so we need to get back into this area. So we're looking for a push towards $30 or $29.25, and then you could get that trend line breakout on the intraday, and you'd have also a deeper time frame trend line that you'd break to through the 29. So let's look for that, see what happens. You are getting some bottoming action on the 15-minute. Some people like to go for reversals on the 15-minute. If you have like this kind of level that you can go off of, like 27.62 right now seems to be holding really well. You got about 3 candles, body closed above, tested down towards 65, just tested down towards 64. And so from there, you can use that 62. Some people like to go for the reversal on there. Not saying that you should go for that, but I'm just saying some people do like to take that out.
I'm going to go ahead and try a bit of a YOLO. I'm going to grab a $16 call before we go. On hood expires this week. I got filled at 108. If it goes to 0, I'm okay with that. And then just for fun, I'm also going to grab the $18 calls. Got filled on the $18 calls at 64. And then lastly, I'm going to grab $20 calls on hood. Got filled at 43 cents. So I've got the 16, the 18, and the $20 calls. And again, this is just a very, very small size, which is why I have it so spread out. Just have a little bit of fun. I do expect, I'm not going to lie, I do expect it to possibly come back and test the 15s before the next leg up, but I am going to get out of here, so I wanted to get you guys what I will be taking, and then tomorrow we can see if I was an idiot or if I got lucky. So either way, we'll find out. But again, $16 calls got filled at 108, $18 calls got filled at 64, and then $20 calls got filled at 43. And we will find out tomorrow how dumb of a move this was. Expiration this week. This week. Man, I can't remember the last Tuesday meeting I was in.
All right, guys, I want to give you guys a little bit of a special here. I want you guys to check on out here. We're doing a kind of 4-part special on the housing market. So check out Benzinga's article here. I'll throw it up in the chat. So if you guys want to go take a look at it, you guys could watch it. This is part 1 of it. So Phil Hall did this. He's one of our writers here, one of our best, really, and did some real deep research on this. So check that out, guys. The Crisis in Housing, part 1, a lopsided market. We'll see what happens.
Definitely gonna read that because I want to buy a house, and right now it's just I want to buy a house, a car, and they're all like pay up, and I'm like, oh my god.
The car. Have you gone to a dealership, by the way?
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh no, God. No.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do, Zunaid. This weekend, you know, you're out with your girl, you're doing, you guys are having a great weekend. What I'd like for you to do is just stop at any car dealership, anyone that you want, and just walk around the lot outside. You don't have to talk to a salesman, you don't have to do anything. Look at the stickers, and you're going to see that there's a line item for market adjustment of thousands of dollars that you have to pay, and it's
like
just,
above MSRP, right? Yeah.
yes, and it just makes want to beat the hell out of somebody. It's like this whole thing with chips, like this is not the time right now. And when you literally walk around the lot and you see market adjustment on the price tag, oh my god,
it is just insane, man.
It's
And I mean,
insane.
all I've been doing is looking at Carvana, right? Because to me, I want to make it easy, but I also have heard some interesting things about Carvana, so I want to be careful with that. But yeah, it's you know, thankfully I don't need a car. It's just that I want a new one because I've been driving the same car that I've had since college. So it's like, oh my god, it's been 10 years. We need to move on with our life. But anyway, those calls on Hood, they're all green. So if you go red, it's on you.
So what did you say about Carvana?
So I've heard issues about how they apparently I don't know the terms exactly, but it's like the license or the what's it called? The title. They have issues getting the proper titles to people when they buy them. Oh yeah. Here,
Okay,
let me see if I can find a link on that.
Opening up a short right now. One sec. I'm just kidding. I'm not shorting.
No. But I mean, let me see. Carvana's 6-month sales ban on Raleigh, North Carolina came in after officials found the company failed to provide the title paperwork to the state's Division of Motor Vehicles, sold a vehicle without state inspection, and issued out-of-state temporary tags on a vehicle sold to a state resident. So that's something else I've heard quite a bit as well. So if I buy a car, they send me like continuous temporary tags, but not the actual information that I would need to get the tag itself. How much does the AVG Indian wedding cost? The average. So I don't know why I read that as a ticker. My bad. How much? I mean, I don't know about average, but I know my friends that have spent about 40 to 50 grand on a wedding, and that's on the smaller end. Then I have friends that have spent like 100 to 200 grand. So take that for what you will. You know,
God bless them. I'm about to.
We
have
always
a
say
wedding.
Americans save for a house, Indians save for a wedding. It's unfortunate, but that's just how some people are. That's just how it goes, man. By the way, those Hood calls, you're now up about 10% plus across all three of them. You bet you're behind. I'm waiting for 100% gain on all of them because it is a YOLO, so I want to make sure my risk reward is there as well. But Hood, man, this could be a fun one. This could be a fun one for sure. Let's see what AMC is doing before.
Yeah, I'm watching it close.
AMC, nothing there really. Unless it gets over VWAP and over $30, that's when the fun begins. Why is Hood up? Hood is up because of extended hours. And, you know, I think this is like another one of those catalyst-based memes, if you will, and not just AMC. All right, those Hood contracts are now up about 15 to 20% across the board as Hood crosses 16, 17s on the stock side.
Taking a little bit of AMC there, guys. 2805s. Why? If you look at the tape, you're going to see a bunch of volume, bigger size volume coming in there at what? 2790s, 28s, 2799s, 28s. They're all in the kind of same area. I think they're all going off that 28 entry and using the bottom that I called off the 15-minute. So I'll take a shot with them. Let's see if it can push through VWAP here. Not going to risk much at all. We're going to risk down towards 2763, and this is a very small position right now. We'll see if it pushes.
Yeah, see, Nick's wedding was $230,000. God bless you, my man.
God dang. All right, let's just say mine is not going to be $230,000, but I'm still like, will anybody take a kidney?
Yeah, it ain't cheap, man. It ain't cheap.
Let's just say that
30%.
Ryan, don't get married, don't have kids, man.
I was just saying, I'm not even going to say anything because believe me, like, not about that. Not about that at all.
Don't get married, don't have kids.
Oh
You're
God,
rich, man.
Heart palpitations.
That's they used to say it was $1 million decision to have a kid. Now it's like a $3 or $4 million decision to have a kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Start working those. I don't know what it's called, 521s or whatever the hell it is. By the way, there's snow trying to break above VWAP and close on the 10-minute candle. If it can do that, we can have a nice ride towards 250s possibly. And we are getting $3 away from Tesla going green.
All right. LAC looking like it wants to give me that last little push. Looking for that last push to sell out. Just put out an order to sell at 34.05. Let's see if we get to push into 34s here.
I just got an amazing picture of a cardinal in the tree outside.
Nice. Tesla was $1 away from going green.
CGC being called out in the chat. Are we getting it? There it is.
You got Tilray.
There it is. Time to add, baby. Oh, man, I missed a push. I was watching it, but started watching the AMC rocket. Look for a pullback towards, I'm going to look for a pullback towards 810 to add there. At least 810, because that was the kind of the spot where we kept fighting on the hourly chart that we talked about.
Yeah, Robert, you got to sell, my man. If you're up that much, you have got to sell.
Tesla popped. Did NVIDIA get off the bottom? Looks like it might have. Yeah, it did get off the bottom, but it's holding VWAP. We'll see if it gets up there.
Is there a prize for the bracket challenge? I think you get a chance to win $1,000 in crypto. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, man. I don't want nobody coming after me.
All right, so the big orders in CGC came in at 780, 822s, and 824. So a lot of people stepping up in the 820s, and someone stepped up the 780. It was about 4,000 shares. So I'm looking at a lot of the bigger time frames to look at where the volume really came in. It came in the 820s, and it came in, of course, right before the 8th break.
CLVR looks like it's trying to go through 250. Oh my God. All right. Well, out of there. That was a nice little scalp.
Every time I hear your trade,
my boy Ryan.
Every time.
Yo, explain this. What happened there, man? At least,
dude, did you watch that?
We could saw the candle. We saw that. Some of them. Some people call that a boner candle, but
so here we go. So first of all, this is a stock that we've watched before, a number of times. You can see I've got all these lines on it. So when you set alerts, sometimes you'll be alerted that something is happening here. And in this case, there was a gigantic seller at 250. And you can see that right here, 1045, they tested this and they couldn't break 250. They yanked this all the way back down to 241. The next minute it consolidated. And then the next candle, they pushed it right back up to 255. And as that big sell wall started to snap, I grabbed some. It pushed through. I knew that they have pulled this back before. So I was like, I'm going to take whatever it gets me. And I just sold at market. And they yanked this all the way back down to 250. And now we're back up to 257. So the lesson here is if you're going to play those quick pops, know how the stock trades so that you know how to exit. I know we're talking about, 4 or 5 cents here, not a whole lot of movement. I was in that trade for under 3 seconds. I literally hit buy. It went through 250. I hit flatten now, and I was out. So just know what it is that you trade. That was, man, that setup there was primo. I mean, that was primo. Very, very easy and very, very fast.
All right, just canceled my order in LAC, seeing a little bit of a pullback, and I did see an order go in there at 3,500 at 29. We'll see right now if we break the 80s, that's going to break the 9 EMA. Don't want to break that 80 mark right now. I want it to hold 80 on the pullback, get back up through the 34 and sell out. But of course, if we break the 80s, we're just going to go ahead and take what we can get. Let's see if we get this last little push here. Give us a good win on the day. And all the trades are working well for us. AMC is up about just a little bit. CGC working well. LTHM working well too. That's the swing trade. and we'll look for these to continue. Can we get through the 34 here? 95s.
All right,
Bum,
I'm gonna
bum,
step
bum.
out. You've
All
got my
right.
YOLOs. I'll let you guys know how those go tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.
Take care, Zunaid. Berlin, thank you, man. We trying to do this every day. We're trying to get better every single day.
All right, guys, do us a favor, guys. Smash that like. I haven't asked for likes today, and I'm sure we're not at where we should be. So do us a favor. Take a second and smash that like button. Support us as we support you guys doing these trades, and going to figure out how the poll's going here. Let me take a look here how the poll is. The poll looks like real money, Zunaid, Ryan, and Mitch. So I'm going to try to figure out how that one's going, but we'll keep the poll open towards the end, guys. Keep voting.
What was the poll? I missed it.
So it's like paper, everybody joins, or real for us three small account challenge.
Okay.
So like, and we could even hold that like even like maybe later. We'll hold it throughout the week. We're gonna hold it today, and then we're gonna hold it tomorrow. I'm gonna take the percentages, the votes. I'll figure out how to work that out, and we'll vote again tomorrow. But I just want to see what you guys want to do, and then we'll figure it out how we can make it run. All right, here, guys, 98, 99 showing up. Can we get through this LAC? Canceling my order here just to see if we get a pop above the 34.05, but I'm just going to sell into this move here. Let's see if we get the momentum to push.
Nick, were you saying if you make a losing trade, you have to take a shot? That is a very precise strategy for compounding your own problems. If you are drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning when you're losing, it's going to make things worse. I'm going to have to not do that, with all due respect, obviously.
All right, got a little bit antsy there. Took it out there. 33.97 is not going to be mad. We got in at 32.94s. More than a point there on the shares. LAC, not a bad trade there.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah,
it's paper trading. Should be fun.
We got
Nick, you're just trying to get the host hammered. That's all you're trying to do. You're trying to get us belligerent and sloppy, and
it's not a bad trade there. We'll look for the swing trade to continue. This is the swing trade I'm in, and I got 24.80s average cost on this one. We're looking for this one to continue holding, break on out there through 25.40s. We'll look for that lift to come on through here. Looks like a symmetrical triangle kind of look. If it gets on through here, this should be the breakout level.
Ryan's got a thing against drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning.
What?
Yeah, it's called a job. It's called a job.
College, baby.
I was drinking at 10 a.m.
I remember those college days. Those were the good days, man.
Don't. Back in college, I was in better shape. Liquor
Nothing
didn't
like
even faze me. I mean, oh my god.
Especially I can, and hopefully I don't quote this wrong, but on your birthday, right? St. Patrick's Day?
What about it?
I mean, college, 10 a.m. beer?
Oh, dude, there was no. Okay, dude, St. Patrick's Day,
beer
college,
and cereal.
I have a 0 for the attendance in class. I mean, it's just like and like St. Patrick's Day starts the night before. So the night of the 16th, you can be out, and then you can sleep that off. And as soon as you wake up, day drinking, leprechaun suit, green paint, green beer. I mean, everything. It's just you can do all that stuff.
All right, we're looking good in AMC, guys. We're starting to get really on up there. We got in there at a 28.05 entry based off of this 27.62. Really, it's off the 15-minute. We were calling this kind of trend line that we wanted to see break. Now, if this candle can hold here towards the low, that's 27.93. That's just going to be our risk. I'm going to set a stop and just let this work, see if we get a breakout in AMC. And if we could get back up there towards 34 today, I mean, that would be an insane day. So we'll see what happens there. Super stickers coming in. There you go, guys. Let's keep it going,
to London,
guys.
We will have a few.
London? I want to go to London.
Ryan, did you jump into the Green River? No, they dyed the river green for me. I don't want them to stop doing that, so I did not jump into the river, into the Chicago River. No.
Well, Scott, I mix, let's just say St. Patrick's Day is all green for me. let's just say, you know, green beer, green everything, right? And
It was
beer
a
and
green day
cereal.
for me. It was a green day for me.
Beer and cereal, I will say. I caught that face. That was priceless.
I'm reading the chat.
London calling. Let's do it. Meet up in Benzinga in London. What?
One
Ryan,
of my best friends lives in London. If we did that,
when are we
that would
having
be
that
incredible.
international event? We need to have it. We need to have an event up in Europe. We're working on it, guys. We're working on it.
Chris, PayPal creeping towards my 120 fill. Chris, I took a PayPal swing today via the May 140 calls.
What do you think about PayPal's chart? Let's take a look before you get on out of here.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's take a look at the daily chart. So let me turn VWAP off here. We don't need that. So again, what I was hoping for here is a break of this 120. I want to take out this entire formation, and then I want to trade up towards this gap here at 140. So the calls are 140. In an ideal world, we break into this gap and those calls start appreciating even faster. So that's the trade plan here. 52 days for that trade to work out. Well, this is what I was looking at.
It looks like someone was listening in LTHM, but PayPal is an interesting go, Ryan. I can't blame you for swinging that one. What's your timeline for that?
52 days is how long I have on the contracts. So I'd like this to materialize in a month.
In about a month? That's
yep,
what you're.
By the end of April, I'd love to see PayPal testing 140 by the end of April. That would be an ideal situation. If it
perfect
next week, I'm game.
Hey, exactly. That's the idea, and that's why you go for an option contract, right? Because it gives you that time, and if you go out in time and you're expecting the stock to be like you believe in a stock, you believe in the fundamentals, you believe that they're going to be able to come back, that the pricing is kind of at a discount now. I think that's not a bad attempt there, Ryan. We'll see what happens on PayPal.
That's what I'm hoping. You know, we've done a lot of day trading in here, and I've been reluctant to take swings because of the environment. But Mitch, this setup feels good to me. The setup feels good to me. I've defined my risk ahead of time by using contracts and not going in too big. So that's where we're at. We'll see.
All right. Hey, have a good one, Ryan. Thank you for just sticking around, man.
Yeah, we'll be in tomorrow.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get Ryan on out of here. I'm going to bring up my screen. I hope somebody's enjoying that lithium trade there. There you guys see LTHM. We talked about it when it was down here and already up there towards 25.35. We'll see if it continues through. LCAC is turning around out there. It got towards about like 34.10. You know, you could pull this pull back towards 33.80s, but I'm out of that. At least happy I'm out of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at AMC. It's continuing to get closer and closer into this bubble that we drew. So let's see if that can continue. This was created at 10:42 a.m. and that was down here. So we were at 10:42 was down here at the bottom of this candle. Now we're up towards that circle. Let's see if we can get through there. That's where we should see the volume increase. And remember, I talked about how we were looking for a crossover on the hourly for AMC here for the MACD. Let's look for that to come back there and start pushing. Now you're starting to get that hourly green candle. If you can get up through the 29.70s, it should get a nice lift. We'll see what happens for you apes out there. We'll see if this can get moving. Let's take a look at some other stocks out there. Let's see what moving and what's going to continue getting a lift. Cliff was an interesting one. Never got my entry. It kind of got close. It got into that area. I just missed that little pullback here on Cliff. Could have taken that back up there towards 31.40s. Doesn't look bad there. It is starting to get on up there. Let's take a look at the main charts here and what is trading up on the day, what is trading down. So consumer cyclical, your strongest sector today. If you take a look, you're going to see gambling up big today. DKNG, GNOG, eBet doing good today. Lottery having a good day today. That's LTRY pushing through the highs right now. So be careful on that one. RSI even having a good day today. Nice volume just came in it a little short while ago at the 1045. We'll see what happens on RSI and if we can get a nice move on up. Home furnishings having a good day. Love getting the love today, guys. The earnings came out on Love, and look at that. It's held that push into the open. We'll see if the Love stack continues to make moves. I'd look for pullbacks towards 58, 78s here. We'll see if it pulls back into that area and if it can continue making moves. I'm continuing to watch my stocks here. We'll see what happens here. AMC doing me really well there now. We'll see if it can continue making me a good gain. And I have a smaller position on that. Just shows you that you don't need a big position to make a good gain in a stock like AMC right now. Try to catch that volatility and we'll see what happens. Luxury good, doing good today. Fossil, BLRT, MYTE, this one really pushing up there, 9% there. We'll look at recreational vehicles here. FUV having a good day there. We talked about how EV was starting to have a good day. Let's check on EV now. The auto manufacturers, look at that VWAP bounce. This is probably one of my best calls today. I was looking for EV to have a good day up, make a nice push, and you can see this pullback. Look how it just went off the VWAP here forward. We were even talking about that when it was coming on back there. I hope that someone was able to catch that pullback on Ford today. A really good day for Ford, getting out of the bottom of this range here, now almost up there towards 18. Definitely was looking at this today, and nice move there in Ford. GM also probably having a great day too. Let's take a look at that move. That pulled back here. Let's look at this. So you can see here, it kind of pulled back a little bit lower than the VWAP. This kind of pulled back to test this support. This 45.82 cracked for a second, recovered. Now you're getting that cup and handle pattern here showing up on the 3-minute, and you'll look for a push through the high here. The high, we have a resistance there, 46, 76 or 75. Look for that to kind of break through. We'll see if GM can continue making moves. Fisker is another one I wanted to take a look at. This one we called out the VWAP bounce early. This one had a nice little flag pattern right here, pennant, you could call it. And then look how it came on up, went right back to that throwback, and you could have got that breakout there. That's a nice move there in Fisker. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Ride up 10%. There you go. Some more EV making some moves on up. Let's take a look at the workhorse up probably. Boom. It's an EV type of day. Let's see if NEO can even come back into the green. This was weak now. Could turn around by the end of the day. XPEV was looking better. Look how this one's starting to hold VWAP. Look for it to take out 28.24. If it can hold here around the 27, kind of this little pullback here, I would look for it to hold 27.65s now and get back up through the high there, 28s. We'll see if XPEV can end up there by the end of the day. LI is also actually in the red. We'll see if this one can come back towards VWAP, but definitely pulling back is LAC. Just wanted to call that out so no one gets caught in that. I'll take a look at some stocks that you guys are calling out. I'm just trying to really quickly roll through some here. Hit the like button. I'll get to stocks from the chat here, but definitely support us, guys. Hit that like button. All right, let's keep going to stocks. What is moving up today? What's not? Let's go to consumer cyclical. Let's keep going. Leisure doing a good day today. You could take a look at DS. This is one that I actually was thinking about calling the bottom on. So I'm actually getting towards that point. I might take a swing trade on this Drive Shack. This is very close towards Eli. Why? Because they do Top Golf, very similar things. And so you can see Eli also coming back. So if you're looking for a seasonal type of play, this is something that I would keep in mind. This is what I love to do on Money Mitch. And so if you guys want to join me later today, that's going to be at 4:30, but let's continue going through. Apparel manufacturing, having a good day. Also, resorts and casino. Leisure, also, just to mention, RCL having a good day. CCL. The cruise line is not having a bad day. We'll look for those to kind of continue making the run. These could come back out through the VWAP here through 20. So I'd keep an eye out. Push above 20 would be an interesting push there for Carnival if we wanted to take a day trade here on CCL. Let me take a look at that actually. I don't mind that look because it's a very measured approach here. So you're getting some volume right now, 9,000, 3,300 to go through there at 96. Let's see if it tests down towards this 91, then pushes through 96 here, up through the 20s in CCL. Let's take a look at RCL. cruise is kind of coming on up there. This one came already up by VWAP, then held VWAP. Now it just needs to hold VWAP one more time and take out 80.50 on the upside to see a nice up move in RCL. We'll see if that can get on pushing. All right, let's take a look at some other trades here. Real estate having a good day too. So real estate bouncing back a little bit today. So you guys can keep an eye out on that. Let's see some of the biggest movers in there. UK AHT there, Ashford Hospitality having a good push there, guys. Nice volume coming into that one. Even though I'm a little bearish on real estate, look at that. That's a good candle there, guys. AHT, good day there for real estate. All right, let's keep going. Technology having a decent day. All the industries into the green. So keep your eyes on solar. That was one of the ones that I was calling out today. I was looking at Maxen right out the gates here, guys. That was the stock that I was looking. I even called it out on my Twitter. There you guys have it. Maxen, nice move up there, 6% day. Beam having a 5% day. SPI 4% day. Run, Soul, so good day there. Soul just got some volume too. Look for that to maybe continue there. We'll see how those are performing. Let me look at some other big movers in technology today. Hood, big move in Hood. We called on out in pre-market. Chris Ketchy with the call there, getting on up there towards 16. Let's take a look here. What are some other ones? Audio moving big. Black box stocks. I don't know this one, guys, but it is moving pretty significant for you guys to like the cheaper names. Look at this one. This one's in the $2 range and having a 21% day. BLBX might be a low flow type, so just be careful out there. Dave having a good day today. AUR, I know this one had news and it's continued to have a great chart. This is a LiDAR play, so take a look at the LiDAR plays as they start getting strong. I'll talk all about those coming on up on Money Mitch. That's going to be one of my big talks is EV and battery plays, LiDAR plays, starting to look a little hot. You look at QS today, look at that move, second day move. Talked about this morning, put it out on a tweet that this could continue to drive and you're seeing EV come back into favor. All right, AMC starting to push. Let's take a look here. Ooh, I didn't even want to watch it, guys. I didn't want to watch it. I can see my unrealized just pushing there, guys, but I'm going to hold here, guys. Hold strong here. You know what we're going to rock out here, guys? For the first time ever, I don't think I've played this, but Diamond Hands. Diamond handing that AMC. Let's see what happens, guys. Can we get it going? We'll see what happens there, guys. All right, let's go ahead. Let's go back here towards CCL. Starting to see the volume really start stacking in here. I'm going to take a shot here. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of a day trade. Not going to go too big here. I'm just going to risk off the 1992 here. So it shouldn't break 1990. That will be the immediate out there. Just got in there at the 98s, looking for the 20 break out. Let's see if it gets above 20 and starts pushing. If it breaks this low, we'll just get on out. And it's a really measured type of trade here. So we'll see what happens here. This is our out indicator. We're looking for a push above. Can we get into this area? And then if we get into that area, we'll be looking good here in Carnival for the day trade. Let's keep having fun there. I see you guys. I see you guys, Paul. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some stocks that you guys want to take a look at. So I'm just going to go from stocks that you guys want to call out. I could keep going through all the sectors and the industries, but that's exactly what I do on Money Mitch. I just look for what moved today to give you guys what is moving. Honestly, I don't do this, guys, just to kind of get myself. What I do is I'm doing my own analysis and trying to push it and give you guys so you guys can see, hey, this is moving. This is moving. Let's see the rotation because it's all about rotation for me. And I'm always just trying to find, all right, so are we moving to cyclicals? Are we moving into gambling? What is gambling? Where are the relationships? Because if you see gambling up, you take a look. You're like, all right, let me see if Penn's off the support. Let me see if we can catch this for a VWAP trade. You see how you're seeing moves like that. So that's the way I like to approach things. And I look for patterns with the industry moving in the right direction. And that helps me go ahead when I'm especially trading purely off the technicals and not going for a longer time trade like swing trade. All right, let's go to stocks. I see so many there. I'm going to try to run through as many as possible here. Let's see if I can get through. Let's see if I can get through 50 names. Somebody keep count. Let's see if I can get through 50 names in. We got about 10, 20 minutes left. Let's go. IRM is going to be the first one here. IRM, there's CCL pushing. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep an eye on the day trade too. So we're looking good in Carnival. I'll look for that to continue pushing there. We're looking good. Let's see if it can continue making a lift here. Where we're going to take profits, we're going to look for a push towards 2025. Right before that, we'll look to take profits around 20s. And then we'll look for the high of the day push here. That'll be a push towards 2037. All right, let's go back towards IRM here. Let's take a look here. Iron Mountain with a big push out there. Nice little candle move. If you can see here, you get an ascending triangle that it broke out of. I love ascending triangles because a lot of the times they're going to give you my rule of three. And the rule of three always just says, let's take a quicker look. I'm going to go inside here just so you guys can see what I mean by the rule of three and kind of see that really quickly. There's one level push here. There's two level push here. There's three. And so once you get that, you're just looking for the supports to kind of continue holding. So if you can get on and see that trend, as long as the support can hold from that point, I'm looking for a breakout. And so you can see the pullback just holds the trend line. And then eventually the volume comes in here as you break through it, and you'll get that lift. That's what I look for all the time. And that's called the rule of three. Let's keep it going. ASO. All right, Academy Sports. Let's take a look here. Longer term. I want to take a look at longer term because I know this one's a bottoming kind of chart. So I'm going to go to the weekly, look for some bigger time support. You can see 33s, 86 around there is holding well. You can see it's the support here. We're going to draw it a little bit down here towards the 3360s. And it's a good candle here. You know, you can see here you're trying to break through weekly highs on the bodies. And as long as it can hold 38.72, I think it's looking interesting right now. You can see the daily. You can see where we broke out of. You have this kind of trend line that you just broke out of it. It's okay if we can kind of hold this high here and then get right back on up here. So the hourly, I would take a look here, and you can see how you have higher lows. And so that's what you want to be looking for to continue. You can get a pullback here, even below that. Look for a close above 38.70s to be looking a little bit more bullish here in ASO. 9, let's go to 9. 9 is a kind of oil and gas one, kind of pushing on up. Sideways action is a good level to go off of. One thing I really like is how you're starting to get a really solid defined line here. You can even move it up to $3 now, and you're looking for that push and big breakout. I think this is not a bad one sometimes to take a shot on. The only thing that you got to remember is the liquidity is low in this stock like this, so just be careful when you're trying to get out that it's hard to get out. MU, let's take a look at MU. You can see a pullback. It's trying to get on up here back towards this kind of breakout level around the 88s. But this one has been sideways for a while. I think there's a lot of better names in tech to be in than MU. I would definitely want to be in kind of more of like an NVIDIA or AMD chart. They kind of hold patterns more. Oh my God, that AMD chart. Let's delete that. That looks too much there. Let's take that's because it's the monthly. So I went back on the big time frame there. Look at the weekly there. Look how this is setting on up here on AMD on the weekly. This looks great here. As long as that can continue to hold there, that's looking fine here. And you can see some bottoming action. You could come back into a pullback zone around 113 is the area that I would look for. But we'll see what happens there at AMD. CCL, looking for it to continue. It's pushing towards 2006 here. Can we get a lift into that bubble and really start pushing towards the 2020s? We'll see what happens there. Let's keep it going. Hyzen being brought up in here. HYZN. HY. All right, Hyzen Motors, here you go. EVs looking good today, guys. Not a bad little move there. Looking like it's holding that 630. You guys remember earlier today, guys, we got into GGPI, guys, and that one still hasn't moved here. But I'm looking for a push. We are into the green, but we're looking for a nice push above 1150s. So very similar, kind of these EVs that can continue moving. Chewy looking like it's trying to hold that bottom action here towards 49. We'll see if that one moves, but I would take a look at the hourly. That one looks extended to me, and just I just don't know about that one. I'm going to pass on that, on making too much comments on that chart. Just don't see too much to tell you. ASTS here, Space Mobile, nice push there, guys. This stock has been riding on up here. So as long as it continue holding this 9 EMA and pullbacks towards the trend line, I like it here. The 9 EMA is that light blue line here. So let it hold that pullback. You can see how it kind of pushed on up here, pulled back, pushed on up, pulled back, and then you got that top action. Now you want to see the volume increase. You can see how you have had a big volume increase. Look for that to continue. If you could get a nice push, even let's say it doesn't need to be monstrous, but even let's say something like this where you get 3.8 million versus 400,000 shares traded, that's what you want to see on the breakout to see that continued lift towards the next resistance. For me, that's a push towards 1250s. Not looking too bad there, ASTS. All right, just got that push towards around 2014 and CCL. We're going to keep holding that. We'll see if that one can continue moving. SoFi here is one that I'm not touching until it gets back into this area. So until it gets to 13s, I'm going to leave SoFi alone, but it is looking like it's trying to break a trend line. We'll see if it can break that trend line, and that's further back. The high of that trend line is around November 11th. Let's take a look at CF by Hertz here. Hertz bringing an interesting one. This was an agricultural inputs, especially with the war talk being around today. You can see how this one just sank down there. Went down about 17 bucks, 16%. So this is going to be all based on the war talks now. This could turn around. I mean, if it continues, then all of a sudden you see these come back. So just be careful on this one. It's going to be very volatile. Which way it's going to go from here? I think it's going to be all headline driven. IGMS here, big biotech breakout here on the 3 minutes. You can see it up there towards 35. How are we doing on my lovely AMC, guys? Where we at on AMC, guys? I'm seeing that thing jumping here on my unrealized. What's going on out there, guys? I am IGMS here. We'll see if they can continue making a move here. I don't know too much about this, so whenever it's biotechs, I get a little concerned because I just don't know. If there's a news-related item on here, there might be. I can look it up, but I just don't have the time right now. So let's look if we can get into this gap shadow area. Can you feel that shadow? You know, you're hitting the resistance right now, but can you get into that shadow area on a day 2 move maybe? We'll see what happens. I am IGMS. AMCing like a rocket ride. TSN. All right, let's take a look. All right, TSN finding some good bottoming action. This is actually one that I talked about yesterday that I was looking for potentially taking a swing trade on. Why? Because some of the farm products have been doing really well, and this one has been kind of lagging behind. I kind of like it right now. I would look for some pullback action, let's say somewhere near kind of this 87.40 level. So I'm going to be looking for some pullback, but I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. I was looking at this one for a swing trade. So to say that I don't, but I will tell you that I was biased even before, and I was looking at this name. All right, my name is Dave, and NVIDIA is killing me. Let's take a look there. It's pulling back. I mean, you got to just be careful if it breaks down those lows, but it just needs to get out of this trend. It's on a pullback right now. Doesn't mean anything yet. Hasn't broken down any major support. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's keep going. Scott, I hope you're enjoying it. Diamonds are forever. Yes, shine on, you crazy diamonds. From Pink Floyd, of course. And I hope that some people are out there getting some money. All right, so we're going to look for a 15-minute pullback on AMC to hold the 9 EMA from here on out, guys. So as long as that 9 EMA is holding, we can just kind of watch that curl action, watch it curl on up, looking for a push back towards 32. If it can get up there towards the 32s, I'll definitely sell some of the position because I'll be up a crap ton, and I'll just sell some of it. And then we'll look for the rest of the shares just to continue to run. But it's kind of hard. You know, one of the things that you want to do on a stock like that is set a stop and just kind of move on from it. If you're thinking at that yellow stage, you know, one thing that happens to me is I keep watching on it and I'll kind of get that emotional ride, right? And so a little part of me has set a decent, stop that I don't have to worry about my position anymore, and I can just let the position work. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to some more stocks. I said I was going to get through 50. I think I don't know how many I've gone through, but I need to keep going through some more. Volta catching back here. This looks like also kind of that EV trying to catch a bottom. This is not a bad bottom to kind of call, but to tell you the truth, I don't like catching falling knives, so I'm not going to call that out. I'll wait till it gets back up through 450 to think that Volta's back into the green, but it's at your own risk, if you want to take that shot at the bottom there. LLAP. We'll see if this one can hold some pullbacks. Doesn't have much there. Let's take a look on the daily. Yeah, this is just open, brand new kind of stock. I kind of try to avoid calling brand new stocks because they kind of don't hold patterns. Like, look at this. Like, this is not a pattern right here. This is a pattern right here, but it's just hard. And so to me, I think you have to use deeper time frames on these. You have to use maybe a 4-hour or a daily chart to kind of judge the bottom to call off of it. But I personally try to stay away from stocks like this. That's LAAP. Let's keep going. Let's go through some more here. CVS being mentioned. CVS. I'm going to keep going. This one looks like it's pulling back towards the 103s. Broke the trend on the daily chart. So if you could tell right here, when you break trend, it's so important to recognize that and recognize that fast. That's how you save yourself from a bag. If you see yourself breaking trend and you break support, then that's when you really notice, okay, I might need to go ahead and get on out here. Maybe you're holding towards the further support down here towards the 105, but I did see a support over here that you kind of came through and you kind of broke again here when you broke trend at 106. So I would have broke out somewhere in between that 106 and 105, but hey, to each his own, make your own decision on risk. AMD being mentioned, we're looking for that to get back above and hold pullbacks right now towards 120.40s. That'll be a good look there. Let's take a look there on the 15-minute. So 120.40s would be around here. Let's not let it break that 119.68s. That's where I would see that it could kind of keep coming down towards, let's say, maybe 118s, where I see the 200-day on the 15. CCL tried to get back on up there. We're going to look like we're going to pull back here towards the VWAP. It's okay to hold VWAP. We just don't want it to see it break through, let's say, 96. Where really our out is 91 here, but we want to see it hold VWAP and get back on up there through the 2018s and get through the 2020s. All right, let's keep going. I got some more stocks to go through. AAL, Bill, we were talking about airlines today. Let's see if that can continue. It kind of held the VWAP there. You want to see it hold VWAP now on the 15. If you can see here, you're kind of just stair stepping on up here in AAL. As long as that can kind of keep holding, it doesn't look too bad. We'll see if it can get back up there towards the 1840s today and close up above 1850s. That would be a really good looking chart. CCL getting some volume again coming in there on the pullback. We'll see what happens if it breaks on through the 2015s. All right, let's keep going. Silver, PAAS. Let's go. Let's go. Can we get through the 27.25s? That's what I would be watching. If I draw a quick trend line, this is on the 3 minutes, so we're looking in a shorter time frame. But can we get through that level right here? That's what the interesting level to watch right now. Can we get through there and get on up there through the 30s? You got 3 tries now. It just needs to hold that 27.05 pullbacks. We'll see what happens there. Silver. Very helpful, Heather. Love my style. Hey, I hope you're enjoying it, Heather, and I hope you're enjoying some of the action today. First time here, believe a bubble. Hey, well, drop a like and let us know after what you like the most in the comments. All right, let's keep going. SPCE being mentioned in the chat. Let's see if I can get through the 50 stocks today. We got about 7 minutes left here, guys, so please give me some likes. Let's see if we can get to 400 likes today. Let's see if it can get through 1105. That's the important price point. Today, nice hourly breakout through these highs here. And now you're seeing that nice push, and it held the pullback on the next hour, which is a good level. That's at 987. So I would look for pullbacks towards 1025. But if you're already in it and you're looking for the continued momentum, let's take a look here on the 15-minute intraday and see what we're seeing here. And you can see on the 15-minute, you kind of broke out of this little pattern here early. Then when you broke out of that, you kind of gave to the next level. Look for pullbacks into that area. I'd be looking for pullbacks towards 1025 here. And then for right now, it just needs to continue to break out through the high here. So you want to see higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. The low right now on the 15 is 1058. You don't want to see that break right now. It just went to 1064. All right, let's keep going. Some other stocks, some speed rounds. Let's keep it doing. What can we do? BBIG here. Let's go. All right, BBIG holding the pullback after the 15-minute breakout here. If you draw this trend line, what do you see here? You get a nice push on up, one down, two down, three up, three down. Breakout city, let's do it. And now it needs to hold the throwback towards 306. So I would look for that throwback to make sure that that holds. If that can hold, make sure that it holds that trend line on the pullback. If it can hold that trend line and then break on out, it'll be looking better. But even if it just comes and rips through here, I mean, you're not going to be mad if it gets on up here and just breaks on out through the 320 area. But it is looking good, that BBIG today. All right, let's go, guys. SMG, guys, let's go. At our house, we follow the money, Mitch. Hey, I just want to kind of cover stocks for you guys. It's not always about kind of what I like, but hey, if you guys enjoy it, then hey, more power to the show, and I'll enjoy it too. SMG having a good day today. This is agricultural inputs that was down towards the bottom, so you're seeing a laggard starting to push. So this is an interesting one to watch. I know that fertilizers and that kind of things were going up in pricing. We know that Scott's Miracle-Gro has some cannabis action. So that might be why it's pushing today. Let's take a look at CGC. How are we doing on CGC? It looks like we're holding some pullbacks towards the VWAP. So that's looking good on cannabis. We'll see if cannabis can continue running. Gush. You gushing today? Gush oil was really bad early, but you can see a bounce back there in oil. We'll see if it gets through the 164 level. You can see how this 163.85 level or 164 is acting as resistance right now. Let's see if Gush can continue on the day. Holy moly, my throat is starting to hurt. That's how many stocks I'm covering. Let's go. GSM, basic materials in metals and minerals. I'm thinking this is, I don't know exactly what they do, but you'd have to tell me what kind of minerals they're in, but is it kind of related to lithium? Because this chart looks great. I kind of like this. I didn't know this name until right now that you just mentioned it, so it's kind of interesting to take a look here. But I kind of like this look here. Good stock there, good call out. We'll take a look here on the 15-minute. Kind of just pushed on up here, so you kind of need a pullback. So I'd look for deeper time frames for like an hourly pullback level. So let's actually pull this back here. I see these hourly supports. Let's see if we can get a pullback closer towards 811 here and then holding 8 as a risk. But it doesn't look that bad, that GSM. I haven't heard about this stock before. I'm actually going to keep an eye on it. We'll put an alert here so that we can get alerted when it gets to 835s. I'll alert us, and then we'll see it kind of break on out if it gets that breakout. All right, ONDS, let's go. ONDS holding the sideways action here on the hourly. If you take a look at the daily, nice little push on up here. The real question is, where do we find resistance? You know, this is kind of more of an earlier kind of stock, and kind of you're getting into a good area where you could see some continued breakout if it gets through this weekly level. But definitely you could pull back also towards this kind of level, towards 621. So just be careful with those turnarounds. But this one is looking strong right now. And if you take a look at the hourly, you can draw a kind of trend line on up here and look for that trend to keep holding. You see how it keeps holding? It comes on up, comes down, comes on up, holds it, comes on up, holds it, comes on up, holds it. Make sure that that trend line continues to hold if you're holding into the trend right now. So you want to see that breakout through 8s and it not break, let's say, 750s. All right, let's keep going, guys. Going to turn up the music. I need to turn up the vibes here. So let's keep going. Clever. All right, guys. I know the volume probably got a little too loud there, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Looking to see the Clever continue to push here. 3-minute, nice little level here. If it can get through that 257, you want it to hold the trend line here So you see right here, this is called an ascending triangle here. You get a 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 3 down. Hold that support there at the 250 area. Now looking good for the breakout. You want to see the volume increase on here. Also, a good confirmation could be a MACD. Looking for that to cross back on over and give you that nice push on out towards the high here. So if you can push towards that high on the MACD, cross back on over, push through that 0.11, that's what you'd want to see on the MACD for confirmation. I usually don't use that for entry, but for confirmation, that's a good look to see Clever Leaves continue here. All right, let's keep going, guys. I hope you guys are having a good day. SOS, is there an emergency? I don't know. We'll see what happens. This one could be one of the stocks that gets ripping. It was a stock that's heavily shorted. So when it gets ripping, it could rip, guys. But what I would do is I would draw a daily trend line here, and I'd actually start looking into the weekly. And you can see here how the trend line is starting to add up on the weekly. And so I would stick to that weekly level, and I would look for an alert to get me alerted above this kind of 90-cent level for a $1 breakout on SOS. We'll see if that can happen. It needs some volume too. It had a huge amount of volume, has pulled back, just got a little bit more. We'll look for that breakout through the 90-cent level. Joby doing well today. I did see mentions of planes being bought, or at least orders being put out there. So I did put out that tweet. If you guys don't follow my Twitter, of course, check that out, guys. That's right at the top there. You see Story Investors. That's me, guys. Check us out. And like always, you can add all the guys there on their Twitters so you can stick with them. But JOB, as long as it can stick to that trend line, I think we're looking good here. All right, guys. Looks like AMC has pulled back a little bit there. Lithium doing well there, not doing that bad there. CCL, not really holding too much. We'll see if it can kind of break on out. Hasn't really wanted to break out. We'll see if that can get that lift. All right, Snow being mentioned by Lisa. I'll take a look there at Snow. All right, guys, I got to get on out of here. It's 10:30. This is the last stock just for you, Lisa Lee. We'll see if it can hold that pullback right now. This is not one of my favorite names right now just because I'm not the biggest fan of software names right now. So I will tell you I'm a little biased in this one. But the daily gap, it's trying to fill that gap there towards 250. I'd look for that gap to fill. It still hasn't filled that gap. So look for that to fill there. That's 250.29. I'd be looking for that to kind of push on up through that level and try to fill the shadow, what you got right over here in those levels. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit the like, guys. I tried to bring some energy. I took a little time out there earlier in the day. Wasn't feeling it. And when you're not feeling it, I tried my best not to take a lot of trades. So I took a step back, got a little bit more orange juice, talked to the family, hugged the dogs, got back into my mode, and hop back into the driver's seat. Had some good trades today. I hope that you guys enjoyed live trading. Up next, you guys got Benzinga Live. Let me make sure that that's set on up there. Just want to make sure I didn't get the redirect wrong there. There you go. Identifying short squeezes there on Benzinga Live. Next, stick around. I'll see you guys next time right here. Until then, hit that like. Let's go.